Well, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, no matter where you are in the world. Welcome into the NBA Infinite Courtside Creators Showdown with Karl-Anthony Towns. Now, I'm not Karl himself. I'm Coach. I'm going to be your host today, and I am super excited to get into the action because I'm going to be commentating with a dear friend of mine. Let's bring him in, Full Frontage himself. Full, how's it going today?
Oh man, Coach, I am super excited to be a part of this, and I am excited to seeing some awesome NBA Infinite gameplay between these creators and the man himself, Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah, look, before we go anywhere with this event, I've got to remind everybody at home that you can get your hands on NBA Infinite right now and download for free on the iOS or Android Google Play stores. Those links are down in the description below to get your hands on the game. It's a ton of fun, and NBA Infinite has a lot going on their socials as well. You can go to Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and even the official NBA Infinite Discord for more. Those links as well down in the description below. A lot going on today and a lot to talk about. But before we get into it full, I got to talk to you about Karl-Anthony Towns because you had a chance to meet him not too long ago.
Yeah, we just did a tip-off event with Karl-Anthony Towns. Got a chance to meet with him, talk with them, and you know, a lot of players are like, you know, they pick up the game, they play it, but Karl was actually really good at the game. Like, I was thoroughly impressed with how well he handled it. And a lot of things that he said was like, oh, like real life aspects of basketball do translate into NBA Infinite. So if you know basketball and you like playing basketball, watching basketball, this game might be for you.
Yeah, look, Karl's pretty solid. We'll get a chance to see him later. Let's talk about what we're going to be seeing today. Let's break down the format because to start off today, we'll be playing a double round robin tournament with 3 creator teams, which means each team will play each other twice for a total of 6 games. In the 3v3 mode, we'll be playing with the ranked 3v3 rule set for this stage. Half court, every player is controlled by a creator, and whoever has more points after the 3-minute timer wins. The top 2 teams, though, from stage 1 are going to move on to stage 2, where those 2 teams will go head-to-head in a best-of-3 in Dynasty mode. Each player is going to represent their team against their opponent. This is kind of your classic 1 creator versus 1 creator, 10 players on a full court game of basketball. In Stage 3, the winning team from Stage 2 will be joining Karl-Anthony Towns to compete against the team of the top 3 players with the most points from Stage 1. This will be a best-of-3 in the 3v3 mode. Finally, in Stage 4, the player from Cat's team in Stage 3 that has the most MVPs will face off against him in Dynasty mode to prove who, if anyone, can beat the man himself, Karl-Anthony Towns. What a format. And Full, you got to talk to me about who's going to be playing today.
Yeah, so we're going to have 3 teams of creators, like Coach said. It's going to be Bobby Plays, a.k.a. Bobby Buckets, leading Team Bobby. Then we'll have Noob Kill 213 and D Hitman to wrap up that roster. For Team Kith, it'll be Kith as the team captain with Sora and Fat God Thor. And then for Team DRL, DeReal Legend will be the team captain, along with Brutal Sim and Still Alive GG. And then in the middle there, you have the man himself, Karl-Anthony Towns, who will be leading Team Cat in that Stage 3 game.
Yeah, and I love that you bring up these creators for several reasons. One, they have been grinding the game. We're seeing their actual in-game ranked mode ranks right now, and it's off the charts. We've got people in the top 10, but they're also a part of something called the Courtside Creators. And you can create your NBA legacy on and off the court by joining the NBA Infinite Courtside Creators. You can join some of the creators here competing in this event because you can apply now by scanning the QR code on your screen right down below, or you can head down to the link in the description, which is amg.gg/courtside creators. If you like making content and you like NBA Infinite, Courtside Creators is for you. And Nick, again, all these creators are part of that program and competing today because of that. It's very, very fun to see these creators come from different titles, fall in love with the game, and now they're making a ton of content around NBA Infinite.
Yeah, these creators have been, like you mentioned, have been grinding the game hard. And one of the players, Sora, who is going to be playing today, we'll see at some point, he is actually ranked in top 10. And the fact that he's in the top 10 in 3v3 ranked mode is absolutely crazy. He has been grinding this game. The amount of time that you need to put in to be in that top 10 is impressive. We all know what a ranked leaderboard grind is like, and the fact that we're seeing him there is already impressive. So I think teams should be on the lookout for him and keep an eye on him and whoever's guarding him. Good luck today.
Yeah, good luck indeed. Defense pretty difficult. I've been getting my hands on the game as well. And of course, there is a defense button, but there's a lot more nuance to it. There are so many menus, so many controls, so many ways to outplay your opponents, whether it's building your team, advancing their skills or otherwise. But it's already time for the first game in our double round robin format. I am pumped to get into the 3v3. This might be one of my favorite modes that is out there. Here we go, Full. Let's hop into the game.
Here we go. Let's see a game one coming up. It's going to be Team DRL going up against Team Bobby to kick things off. And we have Brutal Sim on LeBron James, the rookie LeBron as well.
Yeah, I love this. And already we are throwing it down and taunting our opponents 2-0 to the side of the home team. Now, look, in 3v3 here in this kind of ranked mode rule set, it's 3 minutes on the clock, as many points as you can put up. So we still got plenty of game to be played, clock stops and all of that. Excited to see what the teams are able to do. These guys are grinders in 3v3, and, well, missing a deep shot from three-pointer means the other team's got an opportunity to make a play here, Full.
Yeah. Oh, great block from Bobby Buckets on Brook Lopez. What a block. And the thing about Brook Lopez, too, is he just dominates the middle of the paint. So anytime you approach, you have to be on the lookout to see where he is to make sure your shot does not get blocked.
Oh, a lot of missed opportunities. Another miss. Still 2-0 on the side of the home team. Got still alive, playing nice defense in the paint, still keeping the ball in their opponent's hands, but they cannot find an opening. There's one. Can Hitman drive? No, not enough room to work with. If you see that kind of meter in front of the player be in the red, that means it's probably going to be a moderately contested shot, but a wide open fadeaway, another miss. This is a tight game already, and surprisingly, not a lot of points on the board.
Oh, we tried to get him to jump with the pump fake, but still alive, not able to get anything going. Brutal Sim with a beautiful pull-up jump shot from the elbow with LeBron, but the real legend on Joel Embiid gets the rebound, and the dunk from LeBron. Woo-hoo!
Tomahawk throw down. You can see Bobby Buckets frustrated about that one. A nice sigh of, okay, boys, we got to step up and play because it is 4-0. We got Bobby Buckets trying to set a screen, throws it out. Back to Bobby. He's going to make a drive here. Doesn't see an open, though. Hitman on the ring. No, wide open coming in. No.
Oh, the block.
Huge block from the real legend DRL. My man knows how to play defense.
Oh, great defense there on the response from Team Bobby to make sure there's not an open lane coming through. Noob kill on Donovan Mitchell on the left-hand side. The pass inside is going to go back out to Noob kill. And let's see, can Hitman pull this off? No, not going to get it in.
And in 3v3 mode, of course, you've got to dish it back outside. You get your rebound from your opponents. Well, yeah, pro dunker indeed, my friend. Throws it down, straight down the middle, sees the opening, and is able to execute on it.
Yeah, Hitman coming through. Bobby Buckets staying on the outside with the center. Very interesting strategy. I think they're trying to just get an open paint for him, and there it is. And he kicks it out wide open on the wing for three in the hot zone and gets it.
Yeah,
beautiful pass.
This is the key, right? Like, if you can create wide open shots, those percentages are going to go up. Your chances of hitting those shots, depending on the player you're using, is always going to be massive if your defense is not close enough. And Still Alive goes for the shot as well, trying to make the difference between he and his opponents quite a sizable margin, but with only 25 seconds on the clock, 3 points difference between the two. This is a very low scoring game, and it's because of the defense. This time, though, not enough. Another 2-pointer goes up, 8-3. The clock winding down. We've got to start taking some shots on the outside.
Yeah, at 14 seconds, there's the desperate three coming up from Bobby Buckets, not able to sink it in. Brutal Sim driving to the rack, and there it is, the poster with LeBron.
LeBron is throwing down. Team DRL is dominating this competition. Not all is lost for Team Bobby Buckets. 5 seconds on the clock, probably not enough time to do anything about it, but at the same time, hey, it's a double round robin, and hey, we'll put a couple 3-pointers up there. We'll make it a little bit tighter. Every point counts, especially if we get into any sort of tiebreakers.
Yes, and like we were talking about while we were going over the format graphic, all points matter from the players who score in stage one. So Bobby adding those 3 points to his tally could be the difference between him getting knocked out from stage one and him being put forward into stage 3 to go against Team Cat.
Yeah, it's a great shout. Points are a lot when it comes down to your individual performance, but it is the winner, Team DRL, taking it. And take a quick look at the stats here. Obviously, points, fantastic. You got Brutalism with 8, but having a block, assist, 2 rebounds. The real legend had a great round. Still alive GG getting the MVP with 2 points and 4 rebounds. A huge win in a low-scoring game like that to grab those boards.
Yeah, and Brutal Sim on LeBron was able to get some beautiful dunks in there. He got 2 playbacks in the game, too. And for those of you who are just tuning into NBA Infinite for the first time, the playback is when a player gets their specialty play off, and that's the recap. So some of the players who are more shooters, when they get their nice little step back, their little sidestep, maybe a Sham God crossover, that is when those playbacks will happen. And that is very satisfying to see as a player when you make a sick play and the playback screen comes up and you're like, yes, that's it. I just did that.
Yeah, there's so much nuance to this game. I love how deep and intensive it gets with the players. Obviously, you're able to pull players from packs using tickets, and once you get the player, you might be able to get duplicates of those players that are different stats and different rankings. You can combine them and upgrade them, and these players are deep into that system and have upgraded a lot of these players to a very high level, if not max. And because of that, they're able to use a modicum of different abilities, but each player has that special ability, is what Full was talking about. A huge win there from Team DRL. Now, every team in a double round robin, to be very clear, every team will play each other team twice. We got a total of 3 teams, 3 creators, so excited to see what they're able to do. And it's not all lost, of course. Team Bobby Buckets maybe could put on their rally cap here, work on some strategy, and maybe win a couple more games. But Full, talk to me a little bit about some of our other teams competing today. Obviously, with the teams that we've seen, Bobby Buckets losing the first, Team DRL. But let's talk about Team Kith, who we're about to see here in a short. Kith, Sora, Fat God Thor. You were kind of touting this team as being one of maybe the favorites on paper.
Yeah, I mean, Sora, looking at him, he is a ranked top 10 player in the 3v3 mode, which is what we're starting off with in stage 1. So having somebody being able to come in and kind of take the reins of that, he might be the one that Kith and Fat God Thor will be listening to for the calls and everything like that. And it's going to be going up against Team Bobby Buckets.
All right, Bobby Buckets trying to get a bit of redemption and quickly put a couple points on the board with a fast break. Well done. Looking good so far. We're looking for Sora to potentially make a big play here. One of the top ranked players in 3v3 in general in the game, by the way. Ridiculous stats. Here we go. Sora, little crossover, step back, no, pump fake pass.
Wide open.
GT just barely misses it with a wide open shot. Able to follow up. No, heavily contested. Another boards though here. Kith's got the ball. It's going to swing back out to the outside. Wide open step back. And it was 2. Looked like it might have been close to a 3. It was very close, but 2-2.
Yep, toe is on the line there. Oh, beautiful pass right there. The passing synergy from Bobby Buckets' team right now is crazy. They have 2 quick scores just from the start of the possession. And they go in and boom, Kith with a 3.
That's wild. We've got passing synergy, but we've got some nice shots hitting those shot meters perfectly on the blue. It's going to net you the highest % chance of putting the ball in the hoop. We'll see. Pass synergy here. Again, down low to Noob Kill, who dishes it back out to the side. D Hitman's out on the outside, calling for the ball. Shot likely contested, missed. Sora's got the ball now. Try to make some plays.
Pulling in with the LeBron. Ooh, nice step back there. The pump fake pass to Aaron Gordon, who tries to go up with the dunk, but Brooke Lopez, again, being controlled by Bobby Buckets, just too dominant in the middle of the paint.
Decent screen set up. Now back out to Sora. Thought about a shot. No. Step back. Does take it this time instead of the pass. And it pays off from deep. That puts them up 8-4 at about halfway through. Great shot from Sora.
Yeah, Sora on this LeBron prime player. Not the rookie LeBron, the prime LeBron. It could be the difference maker here, and right now it's a 4-point lead. Oh, the Sham God crossover from Noob Kill. Almost tries to go up with it, but didn't have the opening. Hitman's going to try to take it, and that is going to rim out.
Yeah, FGT is picking up a ton of boards in this match thus far. And Sora makes a huge play, heavily contested. Not able to put it back, but is able to grab the ball, dish it back outside. FGT tries to drive, can't get it, and they continue to swing the ball around the outer rim. Here we go.
the difference maker so far has been the offensive rebounds that Team Kith has been able to get. They have so many second chance points coming through for them, and that's why they have the 6-point lead.
Oh, it's a great shout. A ton of boards on the side of the away team. Noob Kill now with the ball, looking to try to make a play. Sham God crossover. Gets his opponent dizzy, throws it up, but LeBron is there. Sora, another play of defense. Doesn't get the block, but heavily contested. Shot is missed. And now yet again, they're going to stall out here. Their shot clock still is 14 seconds. They do not need to hurry. They're up by 6. As long as they put it back. Sora, step back, moderately contested. Does not go in.
Another offensive rebound.
Another rebound. Sora's team is making it look easy. And LeBron is doing what LeBron does back. Let's take a look back on that one.
Oh my goodness, the crossover slam down dunk. You can see Noob Kill's reaction. He's like, I can't believe that just happened to us.
Oh, Bobby Buckets, the boys are in trouble. Noob Kill tries to make a quick play, doesn't get it. Bobby Buckets on the outside. Starting to drive. Sora playing fantastic defense. Doesn't go up on that one. And hey, they're eventually going to make a couple. But just being in that zone, turning that zone in front of the shooter to red, makes it moderately contested. Sora's going to stall out here. Shot clock on 6. Total time on about 7. Doesn't need to hurry it. And even gets the floater in the final couple seconds. This is not a close one here, Full.
Nope. Now there's still 3 seconds. Hitman going to try to pull this up. Is he going to get the points? No. Like we were talking about in that first game, those points matter.
Look, guy, looks like on paper predictions were right. Team Sora goes wild with a 14-6 blowout. And of course, Sora himself, 92 LeBron, throws down 7 points, 3 rebounds. Fantastic win for Team Kith. What a performance.
That is a hard matchup to beat. When you're going up against a 92 ranked LeBron with that, you have to play the best defense you possibly can. And look at the boards from Team Kith. 8 rebounds compared to none from Team Bobby Buckets. That was the difference maker. They were able to get so many second chance points coming through, and that's what really got them that opportunity to just kind of slowly creep away, and then it just scaled right at the end.
Yeah, it's a great shot. When you talk about rebounds, you talk about boards in this game. The big note with it, and I was watching a lot of the videos from these creators. I was playing a lot of games myself, and I was trying to time my rebound at the perfect time to get the ball, and I was failing miserably. The game actually helps you a little bit. The ball turns yellow right when you need to hit the optimal time to hit your rebound button to go up for the ball. And so if you can do that at the perfect time and beat your opponent to the punch, that's what's going to get you the boards. That's what happened for Team Kith there to dominate the performance and dominate the field. Very good call there, Full.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, that's a perfect in-game tip. Keeping your eye on the ball. That is literally like all sports. It's all keep your eye on the ball. No matter what sport you play, especially in basketball, keep your eye on the ball. So like you just mentioned there. And one thing that a lot of feature that's underutilized, in my opinion, that I've seen is the box out feature. Once the shot goes up, a little box out button pops up. Make sure you're tapping that if you have the position on the other player, because if you're behind them, box out button obviously won't help you because they're in front. They're able to get a rebound. So you just need to try to work around, position yourself. In positioning when it comes to rebounds is absolutely key, and I think Team Kith had that unlocked. They knew exactly where they needed to be for the rebounds. They were getting rebounds over Brooke Lopez, who's one of the best rebounders in the game as a center. So when you get that proper positioning and you're able to shut out your opponent in terms of rebounds, that's a very difficult game to win. So we're going to be hopping into the third game here, Goj.
Yeah, this is kind of the grudge match of the winners thus far. This is DRL versus Team Kith, and already quickly putting a couple points on the leaderboard. Yet again, quick, fast break here. Kith's able to throw one up.
Yeah, great heads-up play to win the tip-off and see the man rolling to the hoop to score. A little step-back shot from there, and still alive, not going to be able to get that shot in.
Still alive, he's got the ball. Drives in, dishes it back out. Something you're seeing so well. One of the things that Team Kith is doing so well. Unfortunately, I was going to talk about their defense, and you can't do much about that. Able to throw one down 2-2. Sora himself has been doing a great job of stepping back and playing D, and unfortunately on the other side, the real legend.
Quick response.
They're trying to grab some sort of a defensive play. They just can't get in the way.
Yeah, little pull-up jumper there from Still Alive. Not going to be able to go in, and the rebound comes down in favor of Team Kith. Fat God Thor getting it, kicks out to the corner. And right now, pretty even on the defensive side. Not too many situations where they're just able to sneak through, but Sora right there corrects me as I'm speaking. He just made it look easy getting to the hoop with a little floater.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that Sora's been doing so well in 3v3. One of the reasons he's one of the top-ranked players. It's you're looking for openings and you're looking for the green. When the room kind of in front of the player turns green rather than red, that means their defense is not in position. It's going to give you the highest % chance of putting the ball in the hoop. So he's able to drive, step back, and be out of the way. Blue now on your screen. A little bit of red means it's heavily contested. It's exactly what happens. You're going to dish back out, bounce off the rim. Still alive in the game. Trying to drive forward, crossover, step back shot, wide open, a perfect step back shot. That's what I'm talking about. Shake your defender, turn that range in front of you into blue, into green, and then you're going to be wide open and likely have a good chance of putting it down.
Yeah, Still Alive on the Paul George. He was kind of in one of his mid-heat zones, and a deep three comes up there, and it's not going to go in. A beautiful pass right there to the real legend. He takes him off his feet, but doesn't go up with the shot.
Yeah, at this point, they're worried about too many missed buckets. We've seen what the Team Kith can do from a defensive side and a board side. And
beautiful block from Sora.
Heavily contested indeed. Sora goes huge, massive block in the paint. FGT drives, dishes it back out. Kith looking for an opportunity. Sets it, step back, and a miss. The real keeping this tight.
D'Angelo Russell does have that skill with Kith, which Kith is playing with that step back jump shot. He had the wide open, but we can't see the meter, but I have a feeling he was just slightly off there as the real legend goes up with it and ties it up. 47 seconds.
And this is a big moment here again. Oh, Sora. Sora.
Oh, no.
Not the crossover drive. It wasn't even close. The defense is lost, and LeBron slams it down. I love these playbacks.
The playbacks are unreal. And like I said, very satisfying to get as a player. Let's see what comes in. And Still Alive, trying to set up the shot here. 14 seconds on the shot clock.
When you hit that crossover multiple times, you get the acceleration boost, and because of that, Still Alive was able to step back and put it down. 8-8, 30 seconds remaining. Lot on the line here with the theoretical top two teams. It's not all
and this
over.
is great heads-up play because they wanted to make sure they scored with enough time so that they have another possession. Because you can see there's 9 seconds left on the shot clock and 15 on the game clock. So even if they score here, which they do, now there's 12 seconds to try to get a 3 or come back and tie it up to send to overtime.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Here we go. A 3 wins it, and we're going to shoot it early. Lightly contested. Still Alive goes for it.
Huge board!
Huge board. The real legend puts it back. It is 10-10. 3 seconds on the clock. Got to throw one up. Kith with the shot.
He gets Oh, he got it!
It goes in. Rim to rim, hops into the air, and goes down. So close, but at the end, the buzzer beater lands. An unbelievable finish to what we knew was going to be a hotly contested game, and it came down to the final seconds. Sora's team, yet again, Team Kith wins, and Sora MVP again.
Oh my goodness. Kith, star ranked in 3v3, comes up with a clutch three-pointer for the win there. And I mean, look at the rebounds on this one. 5 rebounds for the real legend, and versus that Team Kith had in the last game, 8 rebounds. They only got 2 this time.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great shot. I mean, you can see the difference between different teams and their skill sets. And at the end of the day, it was a game against the clock. And you talked about it perfectly. It was, we needed to put up a point. We needed to put up a bucket. Whether it was a 2, 3, didn't matter. We needed to put it up early so we had at least one more chance at a possession because of that shot clock starting at about 12 seconds. There was about 24 seconds left. They had another possession. They were able to put it back. It might have put that second possession back a little too early. Gave the opportunity for Team Kith to close it out. And the buzzer beater, they had 3 seconds on the clock, I think, on that possession.
Yep.
And he stepped back and had enough room to work with. It was lightly contested, and it went down. Wild.
Yeah, that step back from D'Angelo Russell is crazy. But let's take a look at the leaderboard. We've played through 3 games. Let's see what the standings are. And it's Team Kith sitting at 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 to start. It means you're going to be looking fantastic going into round 2 here. Again, every team playing each other twice. We're going to run all of those games back and see if maybe Team Bobby has an opportunity here to maybe even the tally. Maybe you can go 2-0 in the second round, go 2-2 overall. But the top 2 teams from this stage will be moving on to the next stage. So super important to get some wins here. And Team DRL is not out of the woods yet. If they lose one of these, potentially both of these next 2 games, there's a chance Team DRL not even going to be making it to stage 2. So still a lot to be learned, but so far about what we expected. Team Kith on top, Sora leading the charge.
Yeah, Sora with that Hall of Fame rank, top 10 in the world for the 3v3 right now. When you have somebody of that caliber on your roster, they are going to be very hard to stop. And right now, Kith's team on a roll, but we're going to be hopping back to Team DRL versus Team Bobby Buckets.
Here we go. Another breakaway on the first point. This has happened now 3 games in a row. A nice dish down into the paint and able to put it up quickly. Nice early lead for the home team. Hitman playing some decent defense here, but not enough. A tomahawk dump just a little too far away to get a block there. Nice putback from still alive Brutalism, the real legend. They're in the red.
Yep, man, Brutalism on this LeBron has been all day with those tomahawk dunks and a quick response from Team Bobby Buckets there.
In their time, couple crossovers gives you an acceleration boost and nice step back, puts it down. Moderately contested, the ball still falls. 4-4.
Still alive on that Paul George. Man, these shooting guards with the step back mechanic in the game, if you can time that perfectly and get that extra field goal percentage increase, is as I'm talking, Hitman with a beautiful 3-pointer from the corner.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think it's a great shot. Like, every role has thrown specialties, and the tomahawk dunks another one. Brutalism puts another one back. The defense can't do anything about it. Still trailing by 1, though. They need a nice defensive either block or just a missed basket into a board. Here we go. Team DRL playing tight D in his face, and they're having to dish it around. 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Oh, beautiful shot in the hot zone for Bogdanovich. And that's something that these players are also paying attention to. Getting open in their player's hot zone is super important. Studying the heat map for each player when you're playing them, you got to know where their hot zones are.
That's a great shot. Anything that you can do to increase your percent chance of putting that ball into the hoop is what you need to do in Brutalism. Again, what are you supposed to do? Bobby's losing his mind. Another tomahawk dunk throws it down in contention. Ridiculous play.
Man, Brutalism with this rookie LeBron is just unstoppable right now. And a beautiful rebound from Team DRL. Is he going to do it again?
No. Oh, he steps back this time and maybe fakes him out. They have to play double coverage in the paint. He's able to step back and still put it down. Bobby Buckets right behind. 9-10 and about a minute and a half remaining on the clock. Still plenty of time. Noobkill drives, dishes it out to Bobby. Bobby tries to do something with it and gets into the hoop. Dishes it back out with some room to work. Bobby under the hoop. Puts it up again. Ooh. In contention. There's no chance he's putting that one back. And a nice rebound there from Team DRL. An opportunity to start making this gap.
Oh, the step back.
Wow. Yeah, this...
That's what we're talking about.
It's exactly what they needed, Full. It's exactly what they needed. Make the deficit 4 points. Completely change kind of the rest of this game. Minute on the clock.
Yeah, Hitman trying to roll out into his hot zones again. Again, when you have shooters, you have to know where the hot zones are. Wide open, and he hits it yet again. You can see the excitement from Team Bobby as it's a 1-point game.
48 seconds on the clock, and your real legend this time, the one putting it down in the paint. Nice dunk
great
early.
Roll right there. Yep, great pick and roll play. Pick and roll is like the bread and butter of basketball. You can see here Noobkill setting the pick, rolling away, and he was open just for a brief second. Hitman with the step back shot and puts it in again. What is Hitman doing?
Hitman is a hitman on the court. I've watched some of his guides. The guy knows what he's talking about. Another step back creates enough of an opportunity, enough of an opening to put it down with ease. And able to answer back with the 3, still alive, throws up the trace. 18, 15, 20 seconds on the clock.
Man, these these guys with the step back shots, like if this is the mechanical skill that we're talking about, knowing exactly the timing of the step back. No way. Oh, I thought he was going to do it again.
Had a wide open shot, unfortunately does not put it down. Early jump, and it doesn't matter. Goes for the block, misses enough contention to stop the play, and that's all she wrote. Bobby Buckets 0-3. Team DRL go up 2-1, and that likely just solidified the opportunity for Team DRL to move on to stage 2. Huge plays there, and DRL himself actually able to grab the MVP. Congratulations to Team DRL, 2-1 in stage 1. Likely puts them forward.
Yeah, and you saw on that little MVP screen there that the real legend had 5 rebounds for the team. 5-4. 5 rebounds. No rebounds again for Team Bobby, but Hitman, all 15 points for Team Bobby.
Yeah, look, when your team doesn't get rebounds, but Hitman's almost hitting every single shot that he can. Look, the guy put the team on his back, and even his backpack just wasn't quite big enough for the old Bobby Buckets and co. We'll see if maybe we see Hitman potentially in stage 3 full. I mean, he's put up a lot of points. There's a chance that he could see him there, even though his team is 0-3, especially if he pops off again here into the next round. I know Bobby Buckets' squad should be back on the board again, trying to grab their first win. Certainly doable, but it's going to be tough against an undefeated squad of Team Kith, with Sora leading the charge with 2 MVPs thus far in 2 games.
Yeah, and Kith has been playing D'Angelo Russell, who has, again, that guard mentality with that step back shot, and Kith knows how to play it. He knows the mechanic for it. He knows exactly when to step back, when to pull up, how much space he needs to create to be able to get that shot off. And then you have Sora, who's been playing that LeBron, who can, again, just pretty much do anything, right? Like, we're talking about LeBron James here. Like, he can get the step back, he can get the tomahawk dunk, and then you have Backout Thor, who's been putting up rebounds for the team. So these 3 have just kind of slotted in very well with each other and meshed well so far. And they're going to try to go 3-0 here and just completely eliminate Team Bobby Buckets from contention.
Here we go. Jump ball goes up, and it goes to Kith. He's got the ball. He's going to dish it out to Sora. Trying to make a move, and instead steps back, moderately contested, and a miss. And I think that might be the first rebound, and then a 3-point shot from Bobby Buckets. That might be the first rebound we've seen in a long time from Team Bobby Buckets. So who knows? Maybe this might go the other way.
Yep, they realize, hey guys, we can't let off so many offensive boards. That's why we keep losing. Lock down on the defense, get the defensive rebounds, and then we can set up. They know they can score, but they just need to work on the rebounds.
Great defense yet again from Team Bobby Buckets, who gets another rebound, drives to the basket, creates an opening, doesn't take it. Noob kill from the outside, tries to drive himself, dishes it back to Hitman. This is their point man. He's going to be hitting shots all day, left, right, and center. And he's wide open on the outside, and Bobby's trying to drive against Sora and can't get anything going. No, I take that back. Bobby Buckets proves me wrong, makes one final move, and is able to just sneak past LeBron there to make it 5-0.
Yep, the last second crossover pull up there from Kith, not going to go in, and there we go. Bobby Buckets getting the board. That's what's needed for the team.
It just might be a little too late for Team Bobby Buckets. They're up 5-0. Make it 8-0 with another 3. Hitman is hitting from distance. This game is not close, and whatever team chemistry they found or individual prowess is just coming at a very late part of this stage 1, and finally FGT gets on the board.
Yeah, great 3-point kick out there in a kick to the basket. Not going to be open. Great defense there. Hitman with another 3. Hitman is just putting in the shots.
I'm telling you, we might be seeing Hitman. If it's not Team Bobby Buckets, we might be seeing Hitman in stage 3 at the amount of points he's been putting on the board. Regardless of their score lines, Kith goes up, fake, into a pass. FGT wide open on the outside and misses it. Sora with a fantastic rebound, though, and Kith this time wide open, misses again. It's not going in their favor. They've got to play tight D and keep getting those boards. They're going to start falling eventually. It's just a matter of when. Nice D thus far. No. The breakaway. He was wide open. The breakaway was dished full.
He was wide open. He tried to see the teammate, but he had a wide open lane. Bobby Buckets from the elbow. Not going to go in a defensive rebound. Coming in for Team Kith. LeBron with the 3. Rims out.
I can only imagine if you could hear the comms of Sora right now. He's like, one of these has got to go in eventually. The 360 layup misses somehow. I don't even know if defense was in position. It was just a miss. And Sora says, hey, you can get all fancy all you want. I'm going to step outside the ring and I'm going to put it down for 3, 11-6. This is still a ball game.
Oh, man. And here we go. Hitman gets the screen set for him. Noob kill on the left-hand side. Going to go in for the drive. Kicks it back out to Hitman. And right now, they're just trying to get in their sweet spots. Hitman going to the hoop with an easy layup.
Huge 7-point lead. This is going to be a tough one to come back for. They've got to put 3 down, and they got to put them down quickly to have any sort of a chance at this. Sora's going to take the shot. He knows he's got to take it, even heavily contested. And with a board there from Noob Kill, this one is probably all over, but they want these points, and they want them fast. No matter how many points you get, won't end up mattering for your overall record, but Kith is going to maybe try to even things up, at least get close. 6 seconds on the clock. It won't matter. Shot clock, it's going to have a ton of time on it. 6 seconds in total. Noob Kill might put it up just to put some points on the board, but they want to make sure they win this one.
Yeah, they get their first win coming through. 13-9 win there for Team Bobby Buckets. And I gotta say, they actually played that game really well. And I really think the thing that has been missing from Team Bobby Buckets so far throughout the night has been those rebounds, because they got the defensive rebounds, they didn't allow offensive rebounds, and they were able to put points on the board.
Yeah, it's a great shot. And Hitman, yet again, another MVP with 4 rebounds and 8 points and an assist. Didn't miss a shot. Fantastic game on the other side. Still 4 rebounds across the board for the side of Team Kith. So a decent game, but you can see the field goal percentages. Like, that was the biggest differentiator.
Yeah.
Team Kith just couldn't hit a shot, and it wasn't for lack of trying. I mean, they shot a decent amount. It was just a matter of were they lightly contested, were they moderately contested, were they maybe wide open, but they weren't taking it with a shooter from the outside, and those percentages were a bit lower. Was it in their hot zone? There's so many things that could affect that percent chance of that ball going in, and unfortunately it was not in their favor that time around.
Yeah, and even with that defensive button that we were kind of talking about earlier on, as long as Team Bobby was holding that defensive button down, even if they don't go for the block shot, go for the contest, like, that defense button adds pressure. It adds a lower field goal percentage to the shooting players. So if they're able to get in that rhythm of playing defense very solidly, which is exactly what they did, they could have been a top contender team, and maybe it was just too little too late.
Yeah, it's a great shot. And now we're going into Team DRL versus Team Kith here. And excited to watch this, because actually both teams now are 2-1 overall in their records. So This is really a battle to see who's the best team coming out of stage 1. Who's the best team in 3v3? Here we go. Jump ball.
And it goes in favor of Team DRL. Brutal Sim down below, kicks it out to Still Alive, and on that, Paul George with the step back, and it's gonna, just hits the front of the rim.
It was a great play, and
but an offensive rebound.
Yeah, I was gonna say, great play, and unfortunately it doesn't go in. But again, the rebounds are king in 3v3 in particular. A couple crossovers, some acceleration, makes a move, and still heavily contested. Still 0-0, and finally, Team Sora, Team Kith. Sora with the ball in hand has an opportunity to put some points on the board.
Yeah, Brutal Sim playing fantastic defense there on Sora, not really letting him get through. A screen set from Kith, and the screens are huge, important. Oh my goodness.
I'll
save that thought.
Look, found an opening, and that's what sometimes it takes. A couple crossovers, try to shake your defense, and when you find that opening, you drive with that acceleration boost that it gives you. You've got to make a move, and Sora was able to find it and then execute on it with another tomahawk dunk from LeBron.
Yeah, pairing the acceleration boost with the crossover as Still Alive hits that fadeaway jump shot, but it doesn't fall in. Super important. Oh my goodness.
360 dunked into coverage. It doesn't matter. Slams it down on Gordon. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, Paul George with the 360 dunk, one of his specialty moves there. And again, I'm talking about the important, here we go, the screen being set. FDT able to make a move to the hoop. Screens are super important in this game. Teamwork, communication, that's what's going to get you wide open lanes to the basket.
Yeah, that's exactly right, especially in 3v3 when there's only 3 defenders. Obviously, if you can set a screen and open up a lane, the best case scenario is that it's wide open, and worst case, there's probably one person down in the paint that you still got to try to beat. So screen's massive. The real under the basket, able to find an opportunity to get it in. 4-4 with about halfway through our clock here. Minute and a half on the clock, and a nice step back from Kith. That should go in, but no. And a great board there from Dureal. Yet again, trying to keep this game even and trying to take the lead. Still alive on the outside, starting to dish the ball around, but makes a huge move into coverage, and it doesn't matter. Still alive, puts another one down.
Yeah, Still Alive has been scoring a ton of points for Team DRL. Screen and just barely missed there by FGT, but Sora's like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get open anyway. Passes it out to the wing, pulls it up, and hits it in.
Finally, one goes down for Kith. He's been trying to do that now several times in this match, and first one to go down, 7-6. Quick shot doesn't go up. FGT gets the ball, dishes it back out. Kith looking for an opportunity for another 3, and they give it to him. Covered, though. Great defense so far, by the way, from Team DRL. They've been playing fantastic to step back and cover the paint. If maybe one of the defenders gets beaten, they're really covering each other, regardless of just kind of trying to play man on a certain person. Trying to protect all of the different spots, and the drifting shot does go down for Still Alive. Great one there, finally. Off balance, but it doesn't matter because it's wide open.
Yep, and Still Alive, again, we're talking about key things to note. He was in his hot zone, so he was able to hit that shot. FGT in his hot zone hits the shot as well.
Huge boon to find your way into your player's hot zone and also find those shots wide open. If you can do it on balance, percentage chance of that going in is very high. But Team DRL retake the lead, 11-10 with 18 seconds remaining. Both teams with a 2.1 record, 2-1 record rather. And Sora quickly drives in and takes the lead with 15 seconds. This is about as close as it can get. Teams with the same record and nearly the same points. Still alive, 360 dunk. Defense just a bit too far. Let's take a look back on that one.
Yeah, beautiful play. We had a beautiful screen come out there as well, which gave Still Alive the lane for the hoop. And that is going to put them up by 1 with 9 seconds.
There we go. 4 and counting. Sora finds an opening, doesn't take it. 1 second on the clock. You got to put it up. Heavily contested into coverage and not able to put it down. Team DRL, you could see their faces. They are excited about that one. They took down the king that is Sora and the kings that have been Team Kith. And they're able to grab another victory. Huge one there for Team DRL to be the best team coming out of Stage 1 and moving on to Stage 2.
Yeah, and now we're looking at these top 2 teams here. We'll take a look at these stats. 4 rebounds for The Real Legend and Team DRL versus the 2 rebounds from Team Kith. And again, rebounds have really been telling the story here in the 3v3 mode. Is you can get the rebounds, especially not allowing offensive rebounds. That's what's going to win you the game.
No, absolutely. And The Real Legend did a fantastic job of that. You did see one of his players with 11 points in total on that one too. So again, points are going to be, they're going to mean something for Stage 3. If you're not the team that wins this head-to-head that we're about to head into here in the Dynasty mode for Stage 2, those points matter from an individual standpoint, especially when you're playing against Karl-Anthony Towns. That's right around the corner, folks. Really excited to get in that one and bring Karl here into the booth for a couple quick questions. But first, we go into Stage 2 here shortly. And again, we know Team Bobby Buckets, they did grab a win. So we're going to congratulate them for that. But unfortunately, it's not going to be enough to move them on to Stage 2. We're going to be seeing Team Sora, and Team Kith, and we're going to be seeing Team DRL moving into Stage 2. And it's really been a battle of the top 2 teams since the beginning, right? Those 2 teams dominated their performance against Team Bobby Buckets, and both teams look really strong. But now we're moving into Dynasty mode. This is kind of your classic full court game of basketball, 5-on-5, but only 1 creator per team kind of controlling that. So we got to give a quick shout out here for our stage winner in Stage 1, because dominated, kind of came back from behind after a 2-0 start from Team Kith. Team DRL are your Stage 1 winners. They did fantastic. Let's take a look at that leaderboard before we get into Stage 2 here, full.
Yeah, so that 3-1 record for Team DRL, they had a +5 differential. If the teams ended up tying there for Team DRL and Kith, I think Team Kith actually scored more points overall, but they didn't get that final win, so they're going to be the second place team. And then Team Bobby has been eliminated. But the players still could have a chance, like Coach was just talking about, to make it to stage 3, depending on who has the most points. And I'm going to say Hitman from Team Bobby had a ton of points racked up. He had a 15-point game coming through. So when we're getting to that segment of the show, we'll be talking about those points and what kind of came to life from that. But I mean, a 15-point game, that is a huge number coming through for Hitman on Team Bobby.
Exactly, and we'll take a look at that format again to kind of break this all down for you further. There's a lot going on, and it's super exciting, but we have finished stage 1. It is time to move to stage 2, and we are headed to Dynasty mode. Now, we've got our top 2 teams. They came from that stage 1, and they're going to be playing in a best of 3 in Dynasty mode. Now, this is very easy to understand in the sense that it's just one player versus one player. They are going to be representing their team. So if player 1 from Team Kith potentially wins that first match, and then player 2 from Team Kith wins the second match, that's all she wrote. It's a best of 3. We might not even see those final players if they can't trade wins. So excited to see what happens here, because the winning team will join Karl-Anthony Towns in stage 3, and the opposition is going to be those top scoring players from stage 1, like we mentioned. But it's time to talk Dynasty mode, because again, kind of 2 major different game modes here in NBA Infinite. We've got our 3-on-3, and then we've got our Dynasty mode. Talk to me about Dynasty mode full. Talk to me about what you're expecting to see from some of these players.
Yeah, so Dynasty mode, I've been diving into it a little bit, and Dynasty mode is going to be, like you mentioned, player versus player. They're controlling all 5 players on the team, and it's going to be divided into 2 halves. So there will be 2 halves. We'll have a halftime, and then we'll jump into the second half there, each half being 3 minutes. Now, what the major difference between the 3v3 and the Dynasty is that one player is controlling everybody on their team in the court. So when playing Dynasty mode, it is going to be super important. You can have, there's a button that shows up that's not in 3v3, that's called call for a screen, and it's going to be important to be able to set yourself up, angle your positions properly, so that way when you call for that screen, you can get those openings that we were talking about for players in the 3v3 mode and carry it over into Dynasty. So making sure that you're able to hone in on your skills and your angles to get those shot openings. I personally find Dynasty mode a lot harder than 3v3 because you have to control everything. You have to get the rebounds, you have to call for the screens, you have to get yourself open for shots. You're not just relying on yourself and you can rely on your teammates. You have to rely on yourself. There is no other option when it comes to Dynasty mode. So I think it's a little bit tougher. So we'll see what these players are going to bring today.
Yeah, a great breakdown. I totally agree. Like we saw really the teams that succeeded in 3v3 and the players that succeed in 3v3 are the teams and the players that have a lot of chemistry with the other players on their team, right? And when you got a team with a lot of chemistry that can set screens, they know when to cover each other if an opponent gets a breakaway or something like that. That's super important. But in Dynasty mode, it is all up to you. So a lot going on, a lot you've got to think about, a lot you've got to micromanage. Just like the normal game of basketball, it is a hyper IQ game, and super pumped to get into that Dynasty mode. You called it. There is a halftime, so we'll talk about that as well. Again, more traditional here format with you got 3 minutes in the first half, 3 minutes in the second half, and that's your full game. So again, it is a best of 3 technically, and each player will be representing their team in this. So if they can grab a win, this is a huge boon. You're not necessarily going to see all 3 games. You're looking for a best of 3. Just need 2 wins to advance and play with Karl-Anthony Towns. Talk to me a little bit about these creators, because we were talking a little bit before the broadcast. We were really touting Sora in the 3v3 mode because of their rank. But what about Dynasty mode? It's a totally different game mode with a totally different skill set. Who are some of maybe our top ranked players here for Dynasty as we hop into gameplay?
I mean, it's no surprise. It's Sora. He's the highest ranked out of the creators in the Dynasty mode. He's at that star rank. So not Hall of Fame like he is in the 3v3, but he does have that star rank coming through for him. And a lot of the other players haven't fully dived into Dynasty mode yet. And we're going right off the tip as Kith hits a 3-pointer to kick it off right away. Yeah,
and again, so this is kind of our team captain starting things up. We've got Daryl versus Kith, and a nice drive here. Not going to answer back to the 3, but a nice drive, no problem at all. Easy layup, making it look simple here. Again, full court changes their style of play as well. More room to work with, more room to make openings in the defense, try to make some moves, and a step back wide open shot. Yet again, trying to drain another 3 and increase this deficit. This time it will not fall.
Yeah, and another thing to note in Dynasty mode also, there is an out of bounds. So if these players get a steal and it just rolls out of bounds, then that counts and possession changes and everything like that. Is
no.
Paul George with the slam.
Busted coverage, and Paul George able to throw it down without anyone in the room. Defensive tactics, bad. I totally agree. Wide open slam, 5-2 on the side of Kith. Need to answer back here from DeReal. Obviously, a well-acclaimed player, part of this Courtside Creators program. Fantastic player in his own right. An opportunity and does not drop yet again. Kith on another breakaway with Paul George. Has some acceleration. Instead, step back, even with the defense out of position, and goes for a 3. And Zion Williamson can't put it down? Are you joking? An opportunity for DeReal to make this a closer game.
And he does exactly that. You can see the head shake. He's like, yep, now it's close. Now it's close.
Here we go.
Oh.
Paul George trying to make a move. And look, and here's the thing about Paul George. I was kind of talking with Hitman, and I was watching some of his videos. He was really touting Paul George as one of the most kind of favorable, dynamic players. And sometimes all you need is Paul George on the field to potentially, you know, pull the defense away from some of the other players to slam it down. 7-3 on the side of Kith.
Yeah, and you were talking about Paul George there as it goes for a hook shot, no good. And Paul George has a couple skills that you need to pay attention to. He does have that 360 dunk, so he can create some major moves on the inside as Durant with the step back 3 misses. But then Paul George also has what we just saw from Durant, which is a beautiful step back shot. And if you can get that separation in, that's what, like you're talking about, Paul George is very deadly when it comes to that, because he can take you inside or he can step away and take you outside.
Oh no, busted coverage. Kevin Durant action. And one Kevin Durant gets the better of the other, just able to step around and create an opening under the basket. 45 seconds on the clock in the first half, and the other Kevin Durant throws one up from deep, heavily contested. That is certainly not going to land. And
oh no,
throw it back. Backcourt violation in Dynasty mode. Oh no, just a mistake on the pass. And one of the things you can do, obviously, when you're passing, you can actually hold down the pass button to kind of dynamically choose who you're going to pass to. And, well, instead of driving to a wide open basket there, we decided to, well, fadeaway shot from the free throw line goes in. But yeah, you can kind of play around with that pass that can kind of make your gameplay a little bit more dynamic than just a free spot. Oh gosh.
Easy dunk, I should say, from LaMelo Ball there. And yeah, like you're mentioning, having that accuracy with the passing, super important, especially in Dynasty mode, because there's a lot more of the court to play. You can't really get that. You can't really miss passes here, because if it sails out of bounds, it's a change of possession.
Yeah, no, it's a great shout. A little bit more high risk, high reward. And, well, the first half ends, and it's a close one. 8-9 after the first half. Some missed opportunities, a couple errors, and that's what you're going to expect to see in Dynasty mode. A lot more going on and a lot more at stake, because it is 5v5, but you're only playing as one person. So you have so much you have to think about. And here on main stage, I'm sure the pressure is on, because the winning team, if you can grab a win here, you're going to set your team up for a massive amount of success. They would have to lose back-to-back games to not move on and play with Karl-Anthony Towns himself on your team. This is a lot at stake for these squads, and DRL trying to make the most of it, and misses the opportunity, but a full second half to play with. Russell goes up and hits it. Nice step back.
Beautiful step back. We're talking about those guards with the step back. A lot of guards have that step back skill that comes with them as you rank them up, and that is going to be super important here. LaMelo going in with the layup, but moderately contested, not able to go in. Great defense there from Kith.
Kevin Durant drives, dishes it back out, wide open 3. Kith puts it down. Huge opportunity to increase this deficit, make this a nearly insurmountable option. If you get another defensive play here, get another port. No, DeReal
again.
Another backcourt violation. Just didn't know exactly where his player was standing and just tapped the pass button, and quickly backcourt violation turns into another 2 points. We have now double our opponent's score right now. A massive mountain to climb on the side of DeReal Legend, but if anybody can do it, I know DeReal can.
Yeah, and that is 2 huge mistakes from DeReal Legend that have cost him 4 points in possessions, in turnovers for Kith. If those mistakes didn't happen, this could be a completely different game right now.
Totally agree. Turnovers don't happen that often because of the ball handling skills of some of these players, but if you can even grab a steal, anything to kind of turn over here is massive, especially with the lower scoring game like this. 10-16, step back shot does not fall. The Real with an opportunity to close this to a 4 or maybe 3-point game. Kevin Durant on.
Durant.
Oh, Kevin Durant on. Kevin Durant slams it down, sits on his head and says, yeah, I'll take those every day of the week. 4-point game.
Yeah, and with a minute and a half left, this is the position that Kith wants to be in. He kind of has control of the clock. He can keep his point lead coming up. And a beautiful block, but sends it out of bounds.
Hey, I'll take that every day of the week. Sends it out of bounds, but stuffs it in his face and says, not today. Keeping it close. Paul George, step back, wide open. We talked about how deadly he could be, and he hits it full.
You can see the smile on DRL's face. He's like, yep, that just happened. Yep, I saw that coming. Oh, the crossover!
Oh, does get it off. I thought he was going to be able to dunk it and just kind of miss the opportunity. That yellow arrow popped up and left when he tried to dunk. You see that yellow arrow pop up at the top of kind of their shooting range there. That means they can dunk it, and still gets the ball. And you can see when you hit those crossovers perfectly, you can actually make your defenders dizzy and have them kind of stall out for a second. Nice drive yet again from Kith, though. It would make it 21-14.
Yeah, and those ball handling skills will come into play as you rank up your character, or players, I should say. And Kevin Durant going through, kicking it back out to George. Only 48 seconds left. The Real Legend's going to have to make some kind of moves here.
Wow.
And it's not going to be a shot that falls for DRL. Full court press has been activated from DRL. And that's the other thing about Dynasty Mode 2 is you can set different defensive tactics.
Yep.
You can play 2-3 zone. You can play full man press. You can play double inside.
Yeah, it's a great call out. Defense there is super important. You can full court press, especially as the time is clicking down. Good defense across the board from both teams, to be honest. Might be able to find an opening. There's one. Paul George doesn't take it, makes him jump early, and it's still not enough to not make it heavily contested. Maybe he needed to wait a hair longer. But as Kevin Durant drives, he knows he can't really put down two. Well, says, yeah, I'm going to do it. Kith throws it down. Was trying to bait out some defense, wait for the slam, and gets it. 23 to, I believe, 14. I don't think there's enough room to work here, but hey, maybe throw one up for the boys at home.
Yep. With LaMelo. Is he going to pull up the shot? He does.
Dang.
And it goes in. He gets it. He gets the points.
We all love a buzzer beater, even if it's the losing side. DeReal put up a good fight, but ultimately not enough to take down the mighty Kith. 9 points there with Kevin Durant. And again, both teams had Kevin Durant on their squad. It was just a matter of who had the better one. Team Kith is your winner in round 1 of stage 2.
Yep, here we go. You can see right here Kevin Durant with those 9 points and 5 rebounds coming out from Team Kith there, and 4 rebounds coming out. Rebounds didn't really tell the story there. It was the points. You also see that Paul George on the side of Team Kith had 8 points there. So pretty decent spread across the board for Kith with Kevin Durant and Paul George. And the field goals made versus the field goals missed was the difference maker there. And again, those 2 turnovers that DRL had with the backcourt violations, just not knowing where your players were and passing it without holding it down. Directional passing is super important in Dynasty mode. So if you're playing at home, make sure you pay attention to that.
100%. And it was cool, too, to kind of look at the squads that both teams had kind of curated. This is on their account, so they've built these teams up. And you had actually the 82 Kevin Durant beat the 84 Kevin Durant, right? So you actually have a chance to maybe upgrade that 82 Kevin Durant. If you can grab a couple more Kevin Durants, if you have duplicates, you can use them to upgrade each of your players and make them higher ratings, better skills, higher percentage in field goals. Like very, very cool mechanic to kind of make your team the best that it could possibly be, whether you max them out or just have some really solid players across the board that you could slot into whatever position you need. But a massive win there for Team Kith, puts them on the board 1-0 overall. If they can win again in this next one, that's all she wrote, and they're going to be moving on to play with Karl-Anthony Towns in the next round. So a lot on the line here. Backs against the wall for the side of Team DRL. Here we go.
Here we go. Tip-off underway. Brooke Lopez against Embiid, and it looks like it's going to be Sora grabbing the tip-off there.
Still alive on the side of Team DRL.
Oh.
And yeah, a nice block already to start things off. Still 0-0 with LeBron James driving. Again, kind of to take a look at this. Still Alive's on the side of Team DRL. So Still Alive needs to win here. And it's going to be tough when Sora's putting up shots like that. If Still Alive wins this, they're still alive in stage 2. If Still Alive loses this, unfortunately, his name is not going to prove correct, as they will be out of it in stage 2 and will not be moving on to stage 3 to play with Karl-Anthony Towns.
And a beautiful steal there from Sora, getting the step back with LeBron, trying to take it to the hoop. Defense great from Still Alive here as a pick coming in, and that's what we're talking about in Dynasty mode. You have to be able to call for those screens and set those angles so you can try to get your defender knocked off balance there. But so far, Still Alive playing fantastic defense.
Amazing defense. Shot clock goes down to 1, and unfortunately can't get a board, and instead puts it right back. Sora goes up early. 5-0. It was amazing defense, and unfortunately, amazing defense will not matter if you can't grab the rebound.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about in 3v3 also. Allowing those offensive rebounds was the difference maker, and Still Alive gets his own. He puts it up, misses, puts it back in, and now it's a 5-2 game.
Yeah, nice save there. Plenty of game to be played. We're still in the first half here, so LeBron going to try to drive. Some acceleration, gain some distance, gain some separation from his defender. Pump fake, does not matter, gets it back, dishes it out to Lopez. Free throw line, dishes it out to Curry. Crossover.
Screen set there.
Nice screen, enough room, open layup.
That's what we're talking about. Getting your separation in is super important when driving into the rack. And again, you control all 5 of these players. You see tactic activated here. This is going to be that 2-3 zone. Paul George with a beautiful 3, and it's a 7-5 game. Still Alive, holding true to his name.
Yeah, look, that was needed to make this a 2-point game as we're kind of closing in on the end of the first half. Gonna put one up on the side of Sora and misses it, but yet again, another rebound into a slam dunk. 9-5. Still Alive needs to do it again.
Yeah, I want to say, despite that offensive rebound going the way of Sora, that was fantastic defense also, because he was able to switch after the pick came through and not leave a wide open shot from the key. And now Still Alive hitting a 3 with a Drew Holiday, and it's a 9-8 game.
Still Alive is putting back Freeze to keep himself alive in the game. Curry on the outside dishes it into LeBron James, who slams it down. We got to play that one back.
Here it is from the free throw line. He's like, I'm going to take off with this, and slams it home for the 3-point lead.
All right, Steph Curry on the D. Paul George driving yet again, as per the usual. George's been doing this with George. Driving in, trying to create an opening. Oh, the steal comes through, but Jimmy Butler's there to pick it up. Able to dish it down to Embiid. Nothing changes. Nothing across the board could have been detrimental to the side of Sora. Or rather, to the side of Still Alive. And able to keep possession of the ball. No!
What was happening there was Still Alive was trying to pass it to Drew, who was at the top of the key, but he just kept spam tapping pass instead of using the directional.
I'm telling you, directional passing, it is the key to your game. And Steph Curry's key to his game is 3-pointers. Unfortunately, it does not land. This is just the first half, but with 2 seconds on the clock, you would love to get it close to even. Gets it up, and did that one count?
It did not. It did not count there. It left his hand just too little, too late. You got to get the ball out of your hand before the shot clock buzzes, and that is not what happened there. So it's going to be an 11-8 lead for Sora heading into the second half.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think he could have controlled it because of how close he was to the basket. But if that was just a normal kind of pull-up field goal rather than a layup, maybe he gets it out in time. And wow, yeah, Sora is coming out in the second half and not going to make any mistake about it. He is going to continue to slam down with the one and only LeBron James.
Yep, and takes it to the hoop with Paul George. Great defense there. Gets his own rebound and Still Alive. Holding true to the name here. Gets the offensive board. Forces a shot, and it does not go in.
Yeah, huge key to this, too, when you're talking about increasing your percentages in the field goal range is about getting steady as well, right? If you're in motion, you're going to see these players kind of step to the side, step back, step forward, whatever, and it kind of throws that percentage down a little bit because they're not on balance. But if you stand still and take the shot, you have a higher percent chance of making it. Unfortunately, with that one heavily contested, it doesn't matter if you're standing still, does not fall.
Yeah, acceleration coming out from Drew Holiday, going for the step back. 2 people in his face, not going to be able to get it down, but the board comes in favor, and now it's a 3-point game.
gotta have a center there in the middle, able to grab it in the paint and then throw it down, even in contention. LeBron James on the outside, 3-point game, like Full said, within 2 minutes remaining. James tries to make a move. 2 in, and it does not matter. Misses the opportunity to go up and make a block. Threads through 2, puts it down, 15-10.
A 5-point lead here for Sora. Still alive. Has to be thinking 3-point here to make it a 1-possession game, but he's just going to pull up from the free throw line, and it's not going to go through. LeBron with the rebound there. Sora pushing heavily up the court and passes it forward, but not able to get the opening.
Still alive is relying heavily on Paul George to make plays for his team, and on the other side, Sora has been doing this over and over and over again, and still alive cannot answer back. LeBron James down under in the paint, slams it down, 17-10, minute 20 remaining.
Yeah, beautiful crossover, step back, fade away, not going to go in, but the offensive rebound comes through. He did have Jimmy Butler wide open on the wing there, but you can see Sora playing that sag-off defense. A step-back shot is going to go in. A beautiful shot from Still Alive. Wow.
I think he knows what Paul George can do with that step back and is going to continue taking him and praying for the ball to fall through the hoop. Here we go. Curry with the layup, 19-12. Huge move by Curry to shake the defense and create an opening.
This is just changed into a 3-possession game, and with the time that is left, that is not going to be in favor of Still Alive. He's going to try to make a move with Embiid here, a little spin move, but it's not going to go in, but he gets the offensive rebound and puts him off his feet. Oh, but misses.
Still misses under the basket. LeBron James driving. Will he do it for a 4th time in a row? Gonna make a move on Jimmy Butler. Can't create an opening. Shoots it anyway. Step back, heavily contested. This time will not fall. We've got to put it down quickly. Paul George might just step back for a 3. No, drives and gets it. 23 seconds remaining, 5 points remaining. There is a chance we can get a quick possession on the side of Sora and a miss. There's still a chance Still Alive could keep his team alive.
Yeah, 5-point difference here. Curry, almost drove to the basket. Double team on Brook Lopez here. It's going to be passed to the corner, and this is not looking good for Still Alive. The pass is just going around the perimeter. Step back 3 from Curry.
Misses.
Doesn't get it.
It's exactly what he needed, but there's not enough clock to work with. Throws one up from deep, and hey, we see another buzzer beater. We like it, but unfortunately doesn't fall for Still Alive, and it wouldn't have mattered. Sora grabs the MVP with Steph Curry and grabs a win, which is a stage win for Team Kith. 2 up, 2 down. They're moving on, and they're going to be playing with Karl-Anthony Towns here shortly.
Yeah, and Team DRL has to be feeling pretty sad. They did take the win in stage 1, but Team Kith came back and stage 2 right now, that's what matters, and that's where we're going to show up here. And look at that, 92 ranked LeBron James from Sora coming out, and the ranking difference is going to be a factor. But I mean, hey, despite Sora having that 92 ranked LeBron, it wasn't that drastic of a difference.
Sure.
Still Alive still had some really solid defensive plays. He was able to get the heavily contested plays onto LeBron. Sure, LeBron doing LeBron things and just taking it to the hoop wide open, throwing down the tomahawk dunks and everything like that. But the defense and the control of the player is what's going to matter also. And I think Still Alive did a pretty solid job despite the ranking differences there. And Sora's rank in his 3v3s in Dynasty, it came through there. He was a higher ranked player and his skills showed up and he was able to come out on top.
Yeah, Sora's the grinder and it paid off. Experience is key. Chemistry is key in 3v3s. We're going to be heading back to 3v3 shortly and you're going to have a chance to hear from Karl-Anthony Towns himself. We're super excited to welcome him in shortly. But until then, we're going to head to a very short break. Don't go anywhere. This has been an incredible start to the NBA Infinite Courtside Creators Showdown with Karl-Anthony Towns. Back to the NBA Infinite Courtside Creators Showdown with Karl-Anthony Towns. I'm Goach. This is Full Frontage. We've been your hosts all day today, and it's been a blast. But I've got to remind everybody at home that you've got to follow NBA Infinite on all major socials, from Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and even the official NBA Infinite Discord. All those links are down in the description below. In Full Frontage, we've seen some amazing creators today, and they're all a part of the Courtside Creators program. You at home can create your NBA legacy on and off the court by joining the NBA Infinite Courtside Creators. You can apply by scanning the QR codes here on screen, or just head to the link in the description below, which is amg.gg/courtside creators. An incredible competition thus far. Full Frontage, talk to me about the first two stages.
Yeah, so we have had some awesome games so far, and Team Kith has really come out to play. Kith, Sora have been dominant forces to be reckoned with, and in fact, Thor on the support coming in. The team has been clicking on all cylinders. They have had countless offensive rebounds, great defensive stops, and scoring when it mattered the most. The pick and roll has been the bread and butter for them to be able to create the open shot. They have been firing on all cylinders for this event so far, and they're going to be moving into stage 3, looking to team up with Karl-Anthony Towns.
Speaking of stage 3, stage 4 right around the corner, so it's finally time to welcome in the 7-foot center from Minnesota Timberwolves, Rookie of the Year 2015-2016 season, 4 All-Star selections, best big man shooter in the league, Karl-Anthony Towns. My friend, it's great to have you back with NBA Infinite. Have you been warming up today? Are you ready for this?
I have. I'm warmed up. I'm ready to go.
Awesome. Yeah, so we were just with you in Minnesota just a couple weeks ago for the tip-off with NBA Infinite, and you were playing pretty dominantly. I expect to see the same today,
Yeah.
But you're coming in. What kind of have you been picking up with the game so far that you're going to be able to bring into today?
That pick and roll they've been running has been really working, so I want to kind of fall back onto that kind of game plan for the rest of the day.
Look, it's a great shout too, because it's been working all day today, especially Team Kith. They have been dominating with that. Sora kind of leading the charge. They're going to be joining you, so you've got some fantastic teammates joining you. You can lead the charge there with Sora, Kith, Fat God, Thor. I'm excited to see what you guys can do. Any final words of wisdom before we let you go and get ready for the games?
You know what? I'm excited to play. This game has been really fun to play on my off time. I really hope I could get some blocks. I've been really good with getting blocks in this game, so I'm ready to try to play some defense.
Heck yeah, defense is key. We're going to let you go. Good luck in stage 3.
I appreciate it.
All right, Full Frontage. It is time.
Yes.
Stage 3 right around the corner. Cat, awesome guy, man. Really, really talented. Obviously, actually on the court, but we've seen what he can do in NBA Infinite, and he's really solid. So I think this team is going to look really, really good. Let's take a look back at our format to talk a little bit about what we're going to be seeing in these next 2 stages. Because we've mentioned it several times, but we've got to remind you, we are moving into 3v3 yet again, and Karl-Anthony Towns is joining Team Kith. So they're going to be rotating in 3 out of 4 players. 2 of those original 3 will be playing with Karl-Anthony Towns, and we're going to play 3 games back to back to back, no matter the winner, to see who the best players on Cat's team will be. But Full, you got to talk to me about the opposition, because this is where it gets a little interesting.
Yeah, so the opposing team will be comprised of the Courtside Creators, who scored the most points in Stage 1, which we are seeing here is going to be D Hitman, Still Alive GG, and Kith, all scoring above 20 points. Actually, look at that. Hitman and Still Alive had 25 points, and
Right.
Kith and Sora are going to be playing with Karl-Anthony Towns, so it'll actually be Brutal Sim in that 4th player spot with 18 points, still closing in on that 20. So these are the top scorers from stage 1, and it's pretty impressive to see 2 players with 25 points sitting at the top of this leaderboard.
Oh, yeah, this is what we were talking about before we guys started, right? We were calling out D-Hitman. He was putting up crazy points, had a 15-point game, by the way, in 3v3 in 3 minutes, had 15 points, and was at the top of the leaderboard on a team that went 1-3 in the round-robin stages. So this is a huge motion here from the side of Hitman to go from the worst-performing team to the best-performing player, and therefore playing against Team Karl-Anthony Towns. So this team, Courtside Creators, Brutal Sim, Hitman, Still Alive, going to be joining forces from a couple different teams to fight Karl-Anthony Towns on the court 3v3. Let's get into the gameplay, Full Frontage. I am pumped to see what Karl can do alongside Kith, Sora, and Fat God Thor.
Oh yeah, and this Team Courtside Creators team, they're gonna need those points showing up from Hitman again. If he's dropping 15 per game, you have to be excited to have him on your team. And I gotta say, like you said, Team Kith going in with Karl-Anthony Towns, and like we were talking about a little bit earlier, Karl is actually really good at this game. So I'm excited to see what he can provide to Team Kith in that big man position, because he's going to be playing in that center role. So the rest of the team will be kind of circulating around him and kind of filling in the rest of the slots. And here we go. Game 1 in stage 3.
Here we go. 3 games are going to be played, and excited to see what we can do. Karl-Anthony Towns with the opportunity to grab the jump ball off the start against Hitman on the other side. Hitman does grab the first lead, gets the ball first for the Courtside Creators team, still alive with the ball in hand, looking to make a breakaway here, see if they can open up some room.
Yeah, and Brutal Sim, we saw earlier with the LeBron in the 3v3. He's going to be locking him back in a beautiful spin move shot, and still alive, gets the shot in there, and it's a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, nice shot. Honestly, Karl-Anthony Towns was able to get to the right position, just wasn't able to get enough pressure to make that shot a bit more difficult. Here we go. Sora making a move. Karl down low, looking for a rebound here. Sora goes up, misses. Kith actually gets the rebound as it kicks out wide. Sora back on top. Swings it over.
Yeah, great positioning from Kith there.
Fantastic.
Cat going up with the dunk.
Huge play from the center of Minnesota. Excited about that one. Massive slam dunk to make it 2-2.
Ooh, great pick and roll from Team Courtside Creators here. Brutal Sim looking to drive to the rack, but great defense from both Karl and Sora.
Nice little jumper just outside and wasn't able to make it. So this is a huge moment here for the home team, for Team Karl-Anthony Towns to take the lead for the first time. Sora with the reverse dunk with LeBron. We got to look back on that one. Finds an opening and slams it back.
Yes, look at that. 4-2 game coming in, and Cat on the defensive side. Now, Karl, he has some good defensive maneuvers here against Hitman, and Hitman has been on fire with Bogdanovich with this step back. Sora testing, and it's not able to fall through.
Yeah, was able to grab the rebound yet again. Giving Karl-Anthony Towns an opportunity to go up by 2 possessions. They're trying to make a move. Get separation! Step back 3! No, it ended up being a 2, just barely inside the line. Almost a dynamic 3-pointer, but even still a 2-possession game.
Kith had beautiful drive from Brutal Sim, but Kith, I want to point out, has been on fire with that step back shot. So Kith has really found his groove with the skill set of D'Angelo Russell, and a beautiful wide open shot from Karl, and he's gonna knock it down.
No problem at all, wide open, and Karl does something there super important. When he had the opening, he did not hesitate. He immediately threw it up because he knew there was a high percentage chance of it going down. He said he wanted blocks, wasn't quite able to grab the block, but contested enough to make the opponents miss. Team Karl-Anthony Towns is looking dominant in this performance thus far.
Yeah, they're great. Oh, Cat's gonna take this to the hoop, and here it is. Oh, great defense there from Hitman, though.
Close, had a nice height advantage, but unfortunately not enough to put it down. Brutal Sim yet again goes up, even with a bit of contention. Karl-Anthony Towns not within range to grab the block he's looking for. He's going to get one of those here shortly, though.
One thing I've noticed at Brutal Sim, beautiful shot.
Bang.
Beautiful pick from Karl-Anthony Towns. Look at the pick going through there, leaving Sora wide open.
Look, Karl-Anthony Towns, he exposed their strategy before it started, and it's paying off. The pick, roll, shoot, it's all working, and great defense thus far is netting them this potential victory in the first round.
Yeah, he's setting great picks so far, really working with the team, just kind of flowing through, looking for the open man. The passing game is very strong for Team Cat, and a beautiful step back shot, and is going to miss, and Cat just barely misses the rebound there. Hitman with the board.
Yeah, I think Cat was getting a little too aggressive and jumped a bit early. Yet again, jumps early for the block, but enough pressure. They dish out a wide open shot. Bank for the 3. Defense a bit late. It means it's a 1-point game with a little under 10 seconds. Here we go. Massive moment. They can stall out here a little bit.
Step back shot. Oh, and the putback. The putback.
Downtown misses, but LeBron puts it back, slams it down, and wins the game. Team Karl-Anthony Towns with the first round victory. Gotta feel good about that one.
Yep, and there it is, Sora grabbing the MVP. So that's going to be huge because now Sora is, even though they're playing as a team, they're still looking at competing for that MVP spot. And now it's going to be Sora grabbing that MVP. So that's one on the board for Sora. He just needs to hold that momentum, and he could be advancing to stage 4.
Yeah, and I think that's the really important thing that we've briefly talked about, but I want to emphasize here. The player on Karl-Anthony Towns' team that gets the most MVPs between these 3 games, and if it's not tied and they have the most, they're actually going to be moving into stage 4 to 1v1 Karl-Anthony Towns in Dynasty mode. So, look, this team's already reaped some rewards. They're playing with him now, but now it's kind of an individual game, albeit they want to win as a team against the team Courtside Creators. It's kind of a little bit of an individual game of wanting to make sure you're doing the most valuable things you can as a player to grab those MVPs, of course.
No, absolutely. And even though it's not a stat, I do want to applaud Karl for setting those screens because he set up 2 wide open shots for his teammates to be able to get the buckets and give them that lead early on. So, and we were talking about it before, that pick and game has been so crucial for Team Kith, and they are and Cat just fit right in. Right? He said it himself when we were talking to him. He was like, hey, if that's your strategy, then that's what we're going to keep doing. If it's working for them, I'm going to do what they want to do. And that's exactly what he did. And one of the things that he talked about in that interview, which we did touch upon it a little bit earlier, is translating that IRL basketball knowledge and skill into NBA Infinite, and how important it is to just know the game of basketball, know how it works. And you can see right here that Cat is truly a natural at the game.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I mean, it comes down to some of those micro moments that you look back on and say, okay, how were you able to create separation in this moment? Was it mechanical skill? Were you able to hit the button faster than your opponent to get the rebound? Or was it your knowledge of the game that was able to give you an advantage against your opponents? So here we go. We're about to get involved here. And now, of course, we are changing around some of the teammates. So we're kind of rotating all 3 of the original Team Kith members in with Karl-Anthony Towns, which is why we're playing the full 3 games. So you'll see a couple new faces here and there. You're going to see Fat God Thor be joining the likes of Karl-Anthony Towns and likely Kith. So excited to see what Fat God Thor can bring to the table and if they can grab another victory.
Yeah, and one of the things that the Team Courtside Creators came through with was they were trying to get open positioning, but the defense from Team Cat in that first game was just on point, and they were not able to get open shots.
Here we go. Getting involved. Karl-Anthony Towns first. Misses the... Oh, wow. Wide open. And this is something we've now seen several times. Right after the jump ball, if you can dish it down into the paint quickly, oftentimes they're having a breakaway. The defense isn't able to get there in time. Quick 2 points for the Courtside Creators, and they're able to grab the board and have possession yet again.
Oh, and Brutal Sim has now switched off of LeBron and is going with Jason Tatum, who has a beautiful step-back shot, and he has been capitalizing on those step-back shots coming through. And Karl-Anthony Towns on Anthony Davis slams it home and puts them on the board.
Nice play. 2-4, plenty of time on the clock. Karl playing fantastic defense against still alive, just couldn't quite step forward. If he was able to make one small step forward into kind of that blue zone that you see in front of the shooter, likely put enough pressure to have that player miss it. Unfortunately, able to knock it back 6-2 in the second round.
Yeah, and right now, Team Courtside Creators has seemed like they found their rhythm in a step-back shot coming from Kith. Oh, in a little early bit of a jump there and not able to grab the offensive rebound. Step back from Hitman. Not going to be going in. And still alive, just trying to play this post move well.
Nice.
But, oh, man.
Great pressure defense from Karl-Anthony Towns there. Pressured enough to make the opponent miss. They are able to grab the board yet again on offense. Takes the shot, banks it right in. Hitman proving that it wasn't a fluke in stage 1. The man can knock down points for his team. 8-2. We've got some odds to fight against here if you're Team Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah, and I gotta say, the beautiful oh my goodness, as I'm talking, the tomahawk dunk from Fat God Thor on Aaron Gordon slams it down.
Yeah, it's a nice move there. Fat God Thor was not going to play around with that one. He's going to drive straight to the basket and throw it down. Here we go. Team Courtside Creators on the outside. Oh, wide open on the inside. I think Karl-Anthony Towns was trying to help out in the deep space. They send it down under with a nice breakaway from the Courtside Creators. Kith, step back pass. That got Thor driving to the basket, not able to get anything. Sends it back out to Kith and across the board to Karl-Anthony Towns. Wide open. We take those every day of the week.
Yes, beautiful passing from Team Cat here, trying to find the open man, and they do. In a little bit of lackluster defense there, and Tatum is able to score, still alive in Brutal Sim, putting the teamwork together there.
Yeah, they're starting to put things together. Courtside Creators are able to fight back this time around in round 2. We're going to see a round 3. Question is, will it be 1-1 going into that round? Will we have an advantage on the other side? Fat Guy Thor, nice rebound. Karl-Anthony Towns goes up underneath the basket. Fat Guy Thor, another rebound. Karl-Anthony Towns grabs the basket. Another rebound. And a putback finally. Battles for it and wins the battle. Now it's time to win the war, my friend. 2-possession game.
Oh man, the back and forth on the offensive rebounds between Fat Thor and Karl was crazy there, as Still Alive with a beautiful post move sinks it in.
Yeah, nice move from Still Alive. Really would like to put this down fairly quickly. We need to save time. Goes up with the layup, and unfortunately just too contested to put that one back.
Yeah, that was a good look from Cat. It was just unfortunate timing. I mean, wow, Still Alive, playing fantastic with Joel Embiid here. And Cat made some really good moves there, but just great defense.
Kith with a step back from downtown, puts it in. 5-point game, potentially 2 possessions. Needs another one of those.
Yep, and great. Oh my goodness. So the pick and roll there was great, and Karl did exactly what he needed to. He sagged off the pick and roll, went for the defense, and that caused him to miss the 3-pointer. So great defense from Karl.
Karl under the basket looking for another rebound. No, goes to Still Alive, who grabs it and puts it down. 18-11, 6 seconds left. I think this is going to go to the side of the Courtside Creators. Game 3 will be the grudge match we expected it to be. Courtside Creators win the second round, 18-11. It is 1-1. Game 3 right around the corner. And the question is, who got the MVP? And I guess it goes to the side of the Courtside Creators, which is Still Alive. GG.
Yep, so Sora's still holding that 1 MVP rank, and that is going to be Team Courtside Creators with the game winner. Now, the story of that game had to be the offensive rebounds there, because if my memory serves correct here, Team Courtside Creators, we see Still Alive with 7 rebounds there. I'm pretty sure 4 of those were offensive rebounds, and then we look on the left-hand side, and the 2 between Karl-Anthony Towns and Fat God Thor, they had 2 each. Those all 4 were offensive rebounds. That was the game changer there. It was just the story of the battle of the offensive rebounds there, and it just so happened that Team Courtside Creators got more rebounds.
So this is where it's going to get really interesting. It's 1-1 in our series here. We're going to be playing our 3rd game, but it's the player with the most MVPs from this entire stage from Karl-Anthony Towns' team that's going to be playing him in a 1v1 in Dynasty mode. So right now, the only person with an MVP on Karl-Anthony Towns' team is Sora. So that means I think it's going to be Sora and Fat God Thor playing together with Karl-Anthony Towns in round 3 here. If Fat God Thor is able to grab MVP in this round, which means they have to win, and then he needs to get MVP, we go to our tiebreaker. So full frontage, break down the tiebreaker that could happen between Sora and Fat God Thor.
Yeah, so if Fat God Thor does grab that MVP, it's going to go down to between the 2 of them who scored the most points out of the games that they played here in Stage 3. So scoring is going to be crucial for both of these players in this game. They're not only going to want to be grabbing off rebounds and getting assists, because all of those stats contribute to getting the MVP, but they're also going to need to score a decent amount of points, so that way if there does happen to be a tie, that they are able to just inch over each other and advance to that Stage 4 finals with that 1v1 versus Cat in Dynasty mode.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this because there's a lot kind of like micro strategy that could go into this, because if you're Fat God Thor, sure, you want to play for MVPs, which points super help with that. Rebounds are massive. Blocks are huge. There's a lot of ways to kind of earn points towards becoming MVP. But before that, you've got to make sure that your team wins, because if your team doesn't win, you're not getting MVP. MVP will always go to the winning side. So it's kind of this two-sided coin of you want to be somewhat selfish to be able to pad your stat sheet so that you could potentially play against Karl-Anthony Towns in the final round in Stage 4. But you also need to play as a team, because if you don't play as a team, your team's not going to win.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things that we've been seeing is that pick and roll. So getting the assists off the pick and roll could be huge. Off-ball screens could be really important also, which is something we haven't seen a lot of in 3v3 ranked. A lot of it, we're seeing a screen onto the person with the ball. And when it comes to this, getting that off-ball screen could be a huge strategy for getting your team to win and pushing towards getting that MVP. And of course, it's going to be going down to the points if we tie that MVP. So Sora going to be looking to score as many points as possible. Fat God Thor are going to be looking to score as many points as possible. And it's going to come down to the overall team strategy here. Pick and roll has been working very well for this team, and Cat kind of just fell right into that role and played with it. He said that's a strategy. So let's see if they come out with it in game 3 to see who will be joining Cat in stage 4.
Yeah, totally agree. Great breakdown there, full frontage. It's time. Final round of stage 3. Here we go. Team Karl-Anthony Towns versus Team Courtside Creators, our top performers from stage 1 on the other side. And so far, Staying Alive has been a top performer in this stage. Here we go. Staying Alive goes up for the ball. And no, Sora wins the jump ball. Sora's got the ball on the outside. He's going to make a drive. Gets Still Alive. Disney slams it down. Sora with the first 2 points.
Beautiful crossover there to fool the opponent and get them dizzy, and just takes it into the hoop. Sora has been playing fantastic. Great sag-off defense from Karl there, putting the pressure on Still Alive to make sure he doesn't score. In a drive, not going to be able to make it in. Cat with the board on the corner.
Let's set up a play here. GT maybe looking for a screen. Karl pushes forward and gets stuffed. Goes up early and gets rewarded for it. Team Courtside Creators with an opening. Not able to put it back, but there it is. Offensive rebound. Slam. Dunk. 2-2.
Still Alive with the offensive rebounds has been on fire these past 2 games, and a beautiful shot there, but unfortunately just misses. Brutal Sim taking it out, clearing it out. Oh, he doesn't clear it out, so he can't score.
There you go. Sends it back out. This time, Hitman into contention. Not able to get the ball to go into the hoop, so we send it back to Team Karl-Anthony Towns. Back at Thor under the basket. No, not enough.
Great board there from Karl-Anthony Towns as well to kind of set his team up there. And a beautiful roll from Brutal Sim. Takes it in and puts him up by 2.
All right. Let's even it up. Fat Guy Thor drives in and throws one up kind of out of nowhere in the middle of traffic. I'm not sure about that play, but with a quick rebound from Team Courtside Creators, they're able to get the ball back into possession. They're able to potentially take a 2-possession lead here. Sora playing nice defense, and Karl looking to peel off and help. Might even go in for a steal here. Yeah, he's trying to reach behind and steal. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Got to go up in. Yes, grabs it. Able to contest it and then grab the rebound. Keeping it a 1-possession game. Karl-Anthony Towns dishes it out to the outside.
Yeah, the defense has been on point. Oh, beautiful slam. The assist from Fat God Thor to Karl-Anthony Towns with a beautiful dunk right there. Ties the game up with just a minute left. And Karl playing really good defense all around. Great shot contest.
Yeah, that looked like they drew it up beforehand. They've been working on that for hours before the broadcast here today. That was perfect. Drove in, dished it out, and was given the ball back under the hoop to slam it down. Here we go. 45 seconds, and it's only 4-4. Wide open shot. No problem at all. Karl-Anthony Towns doesn't even have to hardly move a muscle. Stationary shots, by the way, do have a higher % chance of going in. It was a perfect spot with no defense.
Yeah, and the switching defense from Sora and Karl-Anthony Towns here is Still Alive, puts up another dunk and ties it. They've been switching off of each other's who they're like assigned to defend, and they're playing great defense off ball, which is super, super important.
Wide open from 3, misses. Great rebound, and then slams it. Karl-Anthony Towns has got to feel good about that one. Takes the lead, 22 seconds on the clock. Still Alive. Try to keep his team alive in the 3rd round. Spin, jump. No chance.
Not good. Sora grabs the board. 11 seconds left. Fat God Thor going up with it, but it's a spin move. Not going to be able to go in. And D Hitman checks it back out. Is he going to be able to get the buzzer beater? Step back. And it's good to tie.
It was for 2, though. Just inside. We are in overtime, baby. Sora throws it up at the final buzzer, and it's time for the tip-off. Jump ball. Here we go.
So overtime, 1 minute. It doesn't matter if you score. It's just whoever gets the most points at the end of the minute, that's who will win the game. So we'll see which of these teams going to come out on top within the final minute.
Honestly, fantastic to start with the ball. Second, Karl-Anthony Towns, windmill slam. We got to look back on that one. You can see the excitement on his face. Just throws it down in coverage. That was awesome.
Oh, man. This is what I was talking about. Like, Karl is actually good at this game, and he's showing it off right now.
10-10 with an answer back from Still Live. He's really been the MVP of the other side. Courtside Creators team putting up a fantastic fight, and we're in overtime already, and it's still tied. 30 seconds on the clock. Karl dishes underneath. Back got Thor there, but another windmill under the leg dunk. Karl-Anthony Towns continuing to slam the ball over and over again, trying to emphasize what potentially could be a win here. And great defense means they get the ball back. 18 seconds on the clock. Full frontage. I think this should be a Karl-Anthony Towns win.
Yeah, in this, the interesting thing is Fat God Thor has 4 assists. Sora has 5 rebounds. So it's going to come down to who grabs the MVP here, and we're going to have to see.
Here we go. Step back into coverage. No chance. Great board there from Karl-Anthony Towns to close it out wide open.
Oh, the buzz.
With emphasis from the outside. Banks it in. Huge win there. So here we go. This is where we will determine who will 1v1 Karl-Anthony Towns. And Karl-Anthony Towns gets the MVP himself, full frontage.
He got the MVP himself, which means he will be playing against Sora in stage 4 because he is the player who had the most MVPs in that. So, wow. I mean, when Cat played like that, like, he can't not get MVP. 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Like, he was on fire.
On fire. I was getting high. I wasn't familiar with Karl-Anthony Towns' game on NBA Infinite. I am very familiar with his game on the court in the NBA. And, well, it's looking pretty similar. Hitting outside shots, hitting inside shots, slamming it down. Fantastic plays from Karl-Anthony Towns and team. And you're right, Sora at the top has the most MVPs out of the original team Kith, which means it will be Sora versus Karl-Anthony Towns in stage 4 of this competition. And look, on paper, full frontage, we thought this could happen. Sora has put in a ton of time on this game already.
Yep.
Is the highest ranked player in both modes. But when the pressure is on, anything could happen. Luckily, Sora was able to perform.
Yeah, and seeing how Karl-Anthony Towns played in Dynasty mode in the tip-off event, he's going to be a scary opponent for Sora, I feel like. Sora has Dynasty star rank for his game on the leaderboard. So he's not in the Hall of Fame like he is in 3v3, but star rank is still pretty high up there in Dynasty. So we have a top-rated player in Dynasty mode in NBA Infinite going up against Karl-Anthony Towns, who is a top player in the NBA. So this is going to be an exciting matchup to see. And one of the biggest differences that we had touched on earlier in Dynasty mode is going to be the fact that you're controlling all 5 players.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Dynasty mode, a totally different game. Requires a lot more IQ when it comes to how you play the game. We saw a couple backcourt violations because we're not directionally passing by holding down the pass button. There's a lot of things that go into Dynasty mode that's going to be very different from 3v3. Let's take a look back on our format and see kind of how we got here. Because again, 4 stages of competition. We've seen 3v3, we've seen Dynasty mode, and now with Karl-Anthony Towns in the mix, it's going to be a 1v1 in the finals to see who is the best player in NBA Infinite. Can you take down Karl-Anthony Towns if you're Sora? I am super pumped about this. Stage 4, the last stage of the competition. Karl-Anthony Towns versus Sora.
Yeah, and this is going to be a best of 3 in Dynasty mode. So it could end in 2 games. It could go to 3 games. I'm hoping for 3 games personally because it would be very exciting to see Karl-Anthony Towns playing some NBA Infinite for a little bit longer. But hey, I gotta say, it could really go either way. I'm pulling for Cat here solely just due to the fact that he has the game knowledge of it. Like, he's an NBA player. He knows exactly what to do. Can he translate that knowledge to the mechanical skill when it comes to NBA Infinite? And after seeing him play Dynasty mode earlier on in the month, I gotta lean towards Cat here. Sora's got high ranks, but man, Cat he's got that knowledge, and it's going to be exciting to see him come out here in Dynasty mode in this best of 3 and see if he can show up.
Yeah, I think he will. I think this is going to be a fun competition. It could be maybe a blowout in game 1 either way, and then reverse it the second game, or it might be tight all the way through, potentially all 3. We don't know, but that's what makes this exciting. We do have to give a huge congratulations to Sora, though. Kind of has worked his way through the gauntlet. Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3, and in every single stage, Sora in particular was the most valuable player. I mean, really was putting up crazy stat lines from rebounds, blocks, steals, points across the board, but also a great team player. So shout out to Sora. They've kind of proved their worth here in front of here on a live audience, here on YouTube, and everywhere else that you're going to be seeing all of this content. Sora, congratulations, because you've really worked hard for this one.
Yeah, and Sora has played phenomenally. When we look back at his Stage 2 performance, he did play in that second game versus Still Alive to secure the spot for Team Kith in Stage 3, and Sora played really well. He ended up dropping about 25 points, and he had that separation across multiple players. He wasn't just solely focusing on scoring with one player and doing everything with one player. He had LeBron get 9 points. He had Paul George get 8 points. So he's spreading the wealth and kind of spreading out how he plays and keeping his opponent on his toes, not really showcasing, does he always go for the dunk? Does he always go for the pull-up game? Does he go for the step backs? He was really playing well all around basketball, and that's probably why he's here in the final stage versus Cat, and I'm excited to see what he brings out here. Are we going to see some new strategies? That's what I'm curious to see. He is the highest ranked Dynasty player out of these creators, so it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I can only imagine, too, when you start talking about Dynasty mode, you got to bring in a full 5, right? You got to bring in a full team of players, which he probably has some of the best players out there with the amount that he's already put into this game. So when it comes to just raw time, right? So if you've got some of the best ranked players, you know which of your players is maybe a maxed out players. I mean, that's the other key. If you've got a maxed out Paul George or a maxed out LeBron or a maxed out Karl-Anthony Towns, right, in game, you're going to be able to kind of leverage that and utilize that player maybe even more than they would be utilized in a traditional NBA or normal basketball game, because they have the highest stats. And if you know what those stats are, you know what their abilities are, and you're able to use those effectively, anything that you could use to your advantage is going to be a huge boon to take down somebody like Karl-Anthony Towns.
Right, and you did mention that there was a difference in the stats as you rank up your players and everything like that. And we're talking about 2 of the possible players that we're going to see here. We're probably going to be seeing Karl-Anthony Towns playing himself in that center role, and then we might be seeing Bam Adebayo on the side of Sora. Bam is a fantastic center. I could also see Brook Lopez coming in, or Joel Embiid. There are great centers in, but what's going to be the difference maker here is as you rank up your players, they have different increase in stats. So we could be seeing some of the higher stat players maybe doing a little bit better in terms of having a better score for getting rebounds and everything like that, and also increasing their option to get the skill increase. And when their skill increases, it's going to increase things like steal percentage, field goal percentage from hot zones, rebound percentage, box out percentages, and everything like that. So paying attention to your skills and talking about the skills when it comes to certain positions and figuring out, hey, which player is going to give me the best value when it comes to ranking them up, that is going to be the difference maker here. And of course, like Kat had talked about, the game knowledge of basketball is also going to be playing a factor here for these 2 players. Sora seems to be pretty knowledgeable, but does he have more knowledge than an NBA player themselves? That's what we're going to have to find out.
Yeah, no, I love that breakdown too of the moves and skills, because that's a whole nother menu. Like, I just found that out in game. Like, I'm over here raking up, like I'm grinding the game and I'm loving it. And then all of a sudden I'm looking through a new menu I'm seeing of the moves and skills, and you're getting these manuals where you upgrade those moves and skills. And some of those moves are the step back shot or the pump fake, whatever it is. Those are some of the active moves, and then those skills are some of those more passive things that are always going to be affecting you. So it's a great breakdown. You can kind of earn those manuals to continue upgrading and unlocking new moves and skills for your favorite players. So excited to see some of those in action. I think there's no question that we will see the step back jumper. I mean, that has been the staple of a lot of our shooting guards today. I'm getting word. Full frontage, my friend. It is time for stage 4. It is time to jump into the last stage of the competition.
Here we go, tip off, and we have Brook Lopez versus Gobert coming out here. So Karl-Anthony Towns on the side of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and Sora playing with the Los Angeles Lakers.
I love it. Curry goes up, immediately throws down a 3. Can only expect a lot of the same there from Curry on the side of Sora. He's going to take those jumpers when he can. 3 points to start things off. Karl-Anthony Towns driving with Fox. Wide open lane, then goes up late, and Kevin Durant swats it down and sends it back the other direction.
Great defense there from Sora, and trying to get the post move rolling in a great defensive move from Karl-Anthony Towns there to keep the ball out of the hoop, and more great defense coming through. And now it's a defensive board, and we're moving the other way.
Paul George with the ball, making a drive, wide open, throws it down, 2-3 with plenty of time in the first half.
All right, Curry with the ball coming up the court. Is he going to go for another pull-up shot? Great there. Step back 3, and he misses it.
Uncharacteristic miss from Steph Curry. It could be the beginning of the end as a sweet playback. Breakaway. Karl-Anthony Towns as himself slams it down to take the lead.
That must be so cool. It's like seeing yourself in a game and just playing playing as yourself, and then just being like, oh yeah, I can do that in real life too.
Well, another jumper from the 3-point line with Steph Curry. He is looking cold with his second miss. 1 for 3 from 3-point line. Karl-Anthony Towns drives as he likes to do with Gobert this time and puts it down with a nice putback. Offensive rebound, 6-3. Nice job.
Yeah, getting his own rebound there and puts it back up. And this is where we're talking about the basketball knowledge, right? Like knowing the space that you can create with yourself and be able to get those moves in. And just a slight miss. And Curry grabs the offensive board there. And we're seeing some good defense here. A drive to the hoop from Sora, and it's 6-5.
Just couldn't quite bring Fox around to the inside shoulder as he chose to drive and created enough of an opening to put it down. Still a lead for Karl-Anthony Towns himself, driving with Fox. Gets it up. No, contested. Reception by Curry. Means they're going to drive down. Holiday. Potential breakaway opportunity, but sends it back to Durant. Nice steal. And a backcourt violation because of it. A massive play from Karl-Anthony Towns.
The IQ for that to happen is unbelievable, and that's the difference there. Is DeAndre Fox going to drive to the hoop with the slam, and it's a 3-point lead for Karl.
Karl is playing against a top 10 3v3 player and a star ranking in Dynasty mode, and it is all even with 50 seconds left in the clock in the first half as Sora yet again hits another 3. Now, we figured out, we're seeing patterns now. Sora loves the outside 3 with Curry, likely a high-ranking Curry, so he's going to continue to take those shots with a high percentage, and Karl-Anthony Towns loves to drive to the basket. We'll see which strategy pays off first, as now we've got James the ball.
Yep, he's going to be able to take it to the hoop with the slam, and that's going to be 2 points lead for Karl-Anthony Towns with 30 seconds left. He's going to have to defend this 3-ball from Curry.
Gotta get in his face. Don't let him step back. Still in it. Because of that, Curry not able to put up the shot. Sends it over to Durant. In the paint, then driving out. Throws it up anyways. A little bit of contention and not enough to put it down. Fox with the breakaway. Whether that was a broken D or a perfect play, it looks like Sora maybe tried to gain possession of the right player and then come back and double back in front of the offense and just didn't quite make the right move mechanically to do so. Fast break means it's a 2-possession ball game here with the first half coming to a close. Will we get one up? Buzzer beater. Block to close out the first half. What a play from Karl.
He said he wanted the blocks to come through for him today, and what a way to send it to halftime than getting a block. So that is unbelievable. A 4-point lead for Karl-Anthony Towns heading into the second half.
And he's got possession of the ball too. Continuing to drive with Fox. Sends it out to Gobert. Finds some space. Nothing yet. Trying to set something up.
Yep, there's the pick and roll. Fakes the pick and drives to the hoop and lays it in. Beautiful fake pick there from Karl.
There's something to be said about the NBA IQ, and Curry goes up again with what looked like a wide open shot. Just cannot get the ball to fall in the hoop. On a bit of a cold streak and throws it up anyways with the shot clock dwindling. Goes for the shot and misses it again. Another breakaway, a chance to go up 8 points and does it. No problem at all for Karl-Anthony Towns.
Man, I don't know, like, I have to imagine Sora's like a little bit nervous here, right? Because like you're playing against Karl-Anthony Towns, but when you look at the micro plays that Karl has been making throughout this game, the fantastic defense, the fake pick and rolls, the ability to grab the rebounds, the ability to play off screens, he has been playing phenomenal basketball here in Dynasty mode, and Durant really putting work on this offensive board.
Yeah, he's putting work in the offensive board, but they cannot get a shot to hit. I mean, wide open or otherwise, nothing will fall for Sora. And now running out of time, he's got to throw it up with Curry again into contention, and it goes off the rim again. I think Curry's 1 for 5 or 1 for 6 at this point. We got a minute and a half remaining in this first round of stage 4.
Yeah, and Karl going to be playing here, looking for the crossover, and the space has been created, and he throws it in. The smile on Karl, he's like, yeah, I did that.
Up by double digits now with a minute and 20 remaining. At this point, Sora is just going to have to throw things up and pray that his luck changes. And no way! With a missed shot and an opportunity for a putback, it does not go in.
Another missed shot coming through there, but another offensive board for Sora. Now, Sora has been getting really good offensive rebounds, but has not been able to capitalize, and finally Curry hits one.
The cold streak has been broken. Is this now the moment, the last 60 seconds for Sora to make a move with Curry leading the charge? I think 2 for 6 from the field. Fox slowing the game down, dictates the pace of the game on his own time. Fox puts one up a little bit off balance, wide open miss. Up still by 7.
Yep, still has room to play. It's a 3-possession game. A little step back from Durant, and he's going to put it in. 5 points separate these two with 40 seconds.
Just inside the 3-point line. It's a 2-point score, which means it's a 5-point game. 30 seconds and counting. Swinging it around the outside. Again, dictating pace of play, but with James on the court, you're going to throw it up. A miss. Easy grab here from Gobert, looking to maybe dish it out or drive in. Dishes it out to a wide open Karl-Anthony Towns, who puts it down yet again, up by 7.
Wow, the fantastic play, ball movement coming through, getting the post move, creating an open man, and does exactly that and sinks the shot. Curry trying to make separation, 2 defenders in his face, not going to be able to put it back, and it's going to be a put back in, but no matter what Sora does, that is going to be game.
Wow.
And Karl-Anthony Towns walks away with the Game 1 victory.
You can see the excitement on Karl-Anthony Towns' face, too. He's got a big old smile because Karl-Anthony Towns dominated the performance there in that round. I mean, overall, just really kept the game in his hands the entire time. And I think it was very apparent. I spoke of it just a moment ago. As Karl-Anthony Towns takes the first win, again, it's a best of 3. Back against the wall. Sora has to win this next round to push it to the 3rd game. Take a look at these stat lines here, full frontage.
Yeah, and we were talking about what Sora did in Game 2, and that's kind of spread the floor, score evenly with all his players. But if you see, Curry only had 9 points. But if you look at the side of Karl, he had 6 points on himself. He had 8 points with Fox. He was still separating. He was getting a lot of movement there. He was passing the ball around. Everybody on his team had scored, and he was really getting everybody involved, not leaving Sora any inclination of what's going to be his move next because he scored with everybody. Who do I defend?
Yeah, no, I think that's a great shot. And I think if you looked at those stat lines pretty closely, I was even off a little bit from the 3-point lines. Curry was 3 for 9. Took 9 3-point shots and only sunk 3. Now, they got some offensive boards, was able to dish it back out and miss again. And I think at the end of the day, Sora's got to realize, hey, just because I'm wide open, especially if I'm off balance, which most of these have been, stepping over to the side, holding that joystick a little bit too far to the right when you're taking your shot, you've already got the separation. Plant your feet, take the shot, and increase those percentages of that ball going in the hoop. However, I will say, if Sora starts hitting more of those this next game,
Yep.
very easily could be a Sora victory in game 2.
Yeah, and we've seen Sora come back and step in when he needs to. And those step back shots that he's been hitting all day have not been falling for him in that first game. So we'll see if he can kind of figure out what's going on. It could be the nerves. Like we said, he's playing against Karl-Anthony Towns like that. It's pretty nerve-wracking, I'll give him that. But he's got to step in and lock in here if he wants to try to beat Cat in this final stage.
Yeah, totally agree, especially with the IQ that Cat has. Karl-Anthony Towns is willing to do the dirty work, willing to swing the ball around, find an opening, and then drive to the hoop. So we'll see what happens this time around. Durant with a little bit of room to work with. And try to make a drive here. Gets in the way. Gobert there, able to contest. Sends it back out to Durant.
Oh, great crossover with Durant there, but great defense. You can see when one player gets dizzy, one thing that Cat did so well there was he immediately switched off and another block.
Oh, switched off, stayed on. Great defense from across the board for Karl-Anthony Towns. He gets the second block of the day. He said it was something he was going to be going for. He is timing it perfectly now in the final stage of the competition.
Yep, he is making it count, making great passes, great moves on offense here, as well as locking things down on defense. And that's one of the things that Cat is great at, is understanding the defense, understanding what needs to be defended on the court, and he is showing that in this Dynasty mode.
All right, here we go. Coming in with Fox to try to help out. Contested shot does not fall. Yet again, still 0-0 at the first minute, already put to rest. Paul George goes up and gets absolutely clobbered. And no foul called. Everything's kosher. He got swatted on the dunk. And then finally, Sora gets on the board with Curry for a field goal. That was disgusting.
Oh, man, great defense there from Sora. I think he's really starting to find his groove. Oh, wide open Gobert down low, going to go up with it. Great move there, but heavily contested and not able to put it through the hoop.
Here we go. Durant driving, trying to find an opening. Gobert playing help. Little fade away. Drops this time. Uh-oh, Sora starting to heat up. 4-0 to start off round 2 of our Stage 4 finals. Fox driving one-on-one. Everybody else giving him room to work. Lopez finally coming in for the help. He's able to get the block. We'll see. Swings it back to Gobert. Fake.
Oh, great pump fake.
Drive and another block from Sora, but Karl-Anthony Towns picks it up as himself and then puts it back up as Gobert, able to put it down. That was a wild sequence.
Wow, great defense, but you have to commend the recovery there from Karl-Anthony Towns to get blocked and then have composure to say, I got 3 seconds left on the shot clock. I see my man open. That is great, great vision on the court for Karl.
Lopez underneath the hoop. Trying to go up on Gobert. Nothing yet. Biding his time. 2 seconds. Goes up the final second. Oh! Another block under the rim on a slam dunk. This time the other direction. But as it goes out of bounds, you get another opportunity with Sora. Off-balance shot. Again, offensive rebound.
Man, the offensive rebounds have been the game changer here, and the blocks as well on defense. Missed shot, huge defense for Karl here. He's gonna go in. Is he gonna be able to dunk? No. Great defense and great recovery from Sora. Kicks it back out. Ooh, good ball movement here.
George with the ball, trying to set something up, create an opening. 3 seconds on the shot clock. It's got to go up. Karl-Anthony Towns, no, just barely, but Gobert picks it up. A low-scoring first half, 2-4. Look at the anguish on Karl's face. He does not like being down, and he does not like only having 1 goal thus far.
Yeah, so here we go back into the second half. A 4-2 lead for Sora here, and Karl looking to make some post moves here with himself. Gets beautiful pushback, and oh, it's not able to go in. That was a great move.
Yeah, defense still in the area, made it a tough shot. Curry looking to go up. No, dishing it under. It looks like Sora has learned something from the first round. Can't always go up with Sora, but Kevin Durant with the fadeaway? Are you joking? A 2-pointer, but just barely able to knock it down, up by 4.
Yeah, Sora with Durant has been hitting those step backs. I think that's a second one now, and that's all you need when you only have 6 points. You just need 2. A beautiful move from Fox, puts it in. No block that time for Sora.
I think Karl said, thank goodness he didn't get another block on me as he slams it down. Karl's really favoring Fox, obviously driving here as point guard, but is able to kind of drive to the hoop with him as well, just kind of using that acceleration advantage. The speed advantage that Fox has is a massive boon for this team.
Yeah, as a guard, you want to make sure that you're hitting those crossovers and capitalizing on that acceleration, so that way you can drive to the hoop and create openings there. As we get a rebound for LeBron here, and Cat's going to push it forward fully up court and puts it in, and we have a tie game. Beautiful passing from Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah, he even stalled out a little bit under the hoop to try to get the defense to make a jump. It was perfect timing to still have a wide open shot. Another 3 from Sora, going back into old ways that weren't working. Another miss means an opportunity for Karl-Anthony Towns in the second round to take the lead for the first time. No, not quite. Fox grabs the rebound, puts it up, misses. Durant picks it up and sends it down court. All of a sudden, pressure's on. Sora, opportunity to take the lead.
Great defense there from Karl to prevent the fast break from happening. Gets a Curry pass in the corner, puts it up and in. 8 points for Sora here.
Small lead for Sora, 1 possession lead. Back against the wall. Sora must win this round to force it to game 3. Fox drives. Not open. Can't quite knock it down. Quick reception there. Curry able to grab the rebound. Going to send it back over to Lopez. He's going to try to drive in a 1v1.
Yep, trying to get the post moves onto LeBron. Has a size mismatch, but not able to capitalize on it. Curry with a beautiful shot fake, but great defense and great recovery from Cat.
The ability to step back into that blue zone to get the potential contention. Oh, man. The contention there the first time was fantastic. The second time, Curry was able to step to the side and get enough room to work with, enough breathing room to make sure it goes in. And, well, LeBron makes that look easy. Quickly throws it up and in with a layup and assist from Karl-Anthony Towns himself.
Yeah, great move there, and great, again, court vision from Karl-Anthony Towns here. Seeing the whole court, seeing what is open, what is not. Curry was wide open, but didn't want to chance that again, where he's been so ice cold from 3 so far. Oh, great steal. Oh, but not able to recover. 4 seconds on the shot clock. The fadeaway up is in.
Banks it in, fadeaway, 2 possession game, 22 seconds. It's going to be a tough one. He's going to throw one up pretty early here. 20 seconds means he's got room to work with, but doesn't have that much room. Paul George, just inside 3-point line, then drives. Not enough. They do get the rebound. Yes, banks it in. Karl-Anthony Towns as himself. 1 possession ball game. Full court press. You've got to get in their faces. You've got to make a move, and you got to make it now.
Oh, it's backcourt.
Violation. Backcourt violation. Opportunity knocks. What are you going to do with it? Karl-Anthony Towns. 3, 2, 1. Puts it up from 3 for the win. Oh. He had to leave after that one. What a wild finish to round 2. That quite literally would have been the craziest finish you could have had to an NBA Infinite game we've seen thus far. An accidental backcourt violation gave 1 more shot to the side of Karl-Anthony Towns and just barely missed it. Team Sora himself leads the charge and wins the game by 2, forcing us to game 3.
Yeah, and we're seeing, again, Sora heavily relying on that Curry. 8 points there. Durant had 2 great step-back shots. And honestly, that was the difference in the game. The fact that he was able to get those step-back shots with Durant and just sink those in, that is where you can capitalize on using each player's individual skill and mastering their skills to make sure that you set yourself up for success to be able to win your game. But, I mean, wow, like you mentioned, what a fantastic game there. And it was so close. Karl-Anthony Towns had a wide open shot at the end there with Paul George. It just barely missed it, and the reaction was priceless.
Yeah, I thought he had enough time to try to drive a little bit and make that a little bit of an easier shot, but he went for the win. I mean, he could have forced overtime there, maybe driving. It would have been contested, though. There were so many defenders in that area. It was going to be thrown up, probably a floater from just outside the paint or from the L. Like, it just really wasn't going to be the best option. fashion. So instead, he dished it out to Paul George, took the shot, and just barely missed it for the win. But here we go. Hey, you asked for it. They've delivered round 3, game 3 here of stage 4, the final game of the competition. Who will win the NBA Infinite Courtside Creators Showdown? With Karl-Anthony Towns, of course, on screen. Here we go. James from the three-point line. No, not quite. Karl-Anthony Towns, a great board. Puts it up and gets stuffed. And quickly going to swing it back the other way.
Oh, man, a great defensive play there from Sora. And looking to get the step back with Curry wide open. Going to be able to... Oh, I thought that was going in, but the putback is there for Durant.
Ben, look, if I know one thing about Curry is that he doesn't perform well on Christmas Day, it must be Christmas Day. Curry is not hitting his shots right now from distance, and I don't know what Sora needs to do to adjust this strategy, but maybe start swinging it to some other players here in the inside, maybe near the paint. Still a lead, though, 2-0. The lead is all that matters. Whoever wins this game wins the entire competition.
Yep, it all comes down to the final 6 minutes here. 2 halves rolling through, and a missed shot there from Sora. Puts it the other way. LeBron with the dunk.
Fantastic dunk. And another assist, by the way, from Karl-Anthony Towns, as Karl-Anthony Towns himself, of course. Karl-Anthony Towns on the court has been assisting all day today, as well as a ton of boards. Really a dynamic player. And I do think he's actually playing with a maxed out Karl-Anthony Towns. It was a 93 rating. So a huge boon to have a maxed out version of himself, which is, I guess, the real version.
Yes, with that gold card, the only gold card in the game with that Karl-Anthony Towns, as LeBron takes it to the hoop in a beautiful dunk right there.
Yeah, he hooked that around the defender to be able to make the play. Huge win there. Nice playback. Karl-Anthony Towns with the lead in the final round of stage 4.
Yeah, and the defense, like Sora has been heavily relying on Curry, and the defense that he has been able to put on him with helping with the pick and roll plays, and now he's going to go up with a beautiful just pull up jump shot and not able to go in.
I didn't mind the play. I mean, he had a little bit of room to work to potentially drive to the basket. I think maybe he thought he was close enough to go ahead and hit the dunk. You saw that yellow arrow had not quite appeared. When you're driving, if you've got that yellow arrow at the front of your player range, that's when you can dunk it. So maybe just clicked it a little bit too early. There it is. There's the yellow.
Like for that.
That's the slam. Paul George, thank you, Karl, for showing us what it means to dunk it.
Yeah, it's like he heard us or something. I'm not sure. He was like, let me show you guys how to dunk real quick. And he just does it.
Not making that same mistake. Curry going up for a layup. Finds it. 6-4. A little bit of busted coverage there, but still a lead for Karl-Anthony Towns. See what he's able to do.
Just under a minute left in this first half. Fox trying to make a play here. Drive to the hoop. You can see great defense here from Sora, not letting that play. Oh, open man down low, but kicks it back out to Paul George there with 8 seconds on the shot clock.
Again, directional passing could be key. Drives with Paul. Not able to get it. Goes for the rebound. Swings back the other way. Sora with a little bit of a breakaway chance. Sees one down below, but Karl-Anthony Towns playing good defense in the paint. Opportunity for a rebound. No! Drains it. Sora ties it up. 6-6. 27 seconds on the clock in the first half.
Sora has been on point with that Kevin Durant step back shot from the wing. It has just been on fire, and there's a 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock here as Karl's looking to make a move with himself and puts it up the poster.
He got excited about that one. He said, yeah, this is about what would happen if Curry tried to guard me in the paint. Nice playback, watching himself throw it down. Now he knows what it feels like to be on the other side of the audience at an NBA game. Fantastic slam with only 6 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, great defense here. Lopez trying to drive it in, gets the kickback. It's up, has enough time, but it's not going to fall. A 2-point lead heading into the half. We just have 3 minutes left.
Here we go. A 2-point lead. 3 minutes on the clock for the final round of the final stage of the competition. Again, we've got to congratulate Sora for making it here, but he's got to get past the final boss. That is Karl-Anthony Towns. 1-1 in round and now tied up. It could not get any closer.
All right, here we go. Karl looking to push up the court. The defense has been great from both sides here. Little sneak throughs of misplays, but DeAndre Fox able to pull up from the free throw line and puts it in.
That's a great vision there from Karl-Anthony Towns to recognize that even though there's an open lane to drive, likely it was going to be contested to drive all the way to the hoop. So instead, just pulls up from the free throw line and knocks it down. Nice and easy two-pointer. Curry, fake, swing, Lopez driving. Sends it out to Durant. Will we see another step back shot from Durant? Likely. Will we see it right now? I don't know. 5 seconds.
There it is.
It is. Drifting a little bit off center. Not enough room to work with. And hits it. Wow. Little inside the three-pointer, though, so it's still 10-10.
Tie game there. Toe was on the line there. 2 minutes remaining. Karl looking to get some good moves here. Trying to set things up, seeing where the opening can be. Kicks it, dribbles it back out, looking for the opening. The screen has been set. The roll is going to be coming through. He kicks it back out to LeBron. LeBron looking to drive it in. Goes up, heavily contested and not able to fall through.
All right, Lopez with the drive. An opportunity for Sora to take the lead once again. The first time since about the first 40 seconds of the first half. Karl has been leading since then. It's all tied up. Sends it back to Durant.
Here.
Fantastic defense. 4 seconds on the clock and has to throw it up. Misses. Gets the rebound. Throws it back. Gets blocked by Gobert. And still tied up. It does go back to Sora with another chance as more time is churning away on that clock. Curry throws one up and finally finds it. Karl's not happy about that one. Up by 3. Still a one-possession game. But if we know what Karl-Anthony Towns is going to do, we know he's going to likely drive to the basket.
Oh, little pump fake there. Tried to get the defender off his feet. Takes it in as himself. Going for the post move on Siakam. Is he going to be able to go up with it? He does. A beautiful slam from Cat.
I love how much joy he has when he slams one down as himself. You can see it every time. He just laughs and is like almost giggling to himself with glee. I can't imagine what that feeling is like. Such a cool moment. But back into the heat of the moment. Kevin Durant with another step back and knocks it down again. 3-point game. Sora is in the lead. We've got to make a move now. Tries to drive for the dunk and just barely the defense gets into position at the last moment.
Yeah, last moment puts him off balance and makes it heavily contested. Durant with the drive-through and another block.
LeBron from behind jumps over and grabs the block. Another step back from Durant. Durant is leading the charge. Now a 2-possession game.
Yeah, this is a big moment for Cat. The pick and roll should be coming there. He sees himself down low, and it's going to be a jump ball. Oh, no, it's a foul.
A foul. Fox. Free throw line. That should be a miss. Just didn't quite stop it in time. It's got a second one, though. Should be in the yellow. Should hit. Nails it.
There it is.
4-point game. Fairly crucial, but he's got to get involved. He's got to start trying to steal. He's got to either draw a foul or grab the steal now. Sends it over to Durant, who's got a wide open shot. Hits it. 6-point game, 16 seconds. You've got to throw up a 3 here shortly.
Yeah, let's see how he's going to handle this. Has to be some nice pick and rolls here. He's wide open.
Yeah.
Fox going to pull it up, and there it is. That's what he needed.
Here we go. 3-point game. 11 seconds. Full court press is activated. Steps in front. We are relying on Durant. If Curry is not going to win the game for us, it's going to be Durant. Holiday under the basket. No. Is able to get blocked 1 second, but he gets his own rebound. Puts it up, and the time is out. What a close game to finish things out, but Sora is your winner. Sora, MVP with Durant. He finally found the player he needed to win against Karl-Anthony Towns. From the beginning of this event to the end, Sora has been your champion time and time again. Congratulations to Sora for working his way all the way to the finish line and winning just barely over Karl-Anthony Towns.
Wow, what a fantastic game there, and what a fantastic series as well. We wanted 3 games, and we got 3 games, and not only at that, we got 3 incredibly close games there. That last game coming in within 1 possession, a 19-16 scoreline, and I gotta say, even though Sora came out on top, and congratulations to Sora, Karl-Anthony Towns played incredibly well.
Yeah, no, I mean, he was fantastic. And we talked about it the entire time. They're playing kind of 2 different styles of gameplay. You saw Cat play a very systematic gameplay strategy.
Yep.
Drive in, dish it out, drive in, slam it, layup, jump ball from the or field goal from the 3-point line. I mean, it didn't matter what he was trying to do. It was working. He played fantastic defense. Sora, however, was playing a little less systematic. It was playing a little bit more of, let me rely on my star to hit what they need to hit. First, it was Curry going for threes. Wasn't hitting any of those. Then it was Durant on the step back. He hit those. And that was one of the reasons he was able to win it. But we've got Karl-Anthony Towns here in the booth with us again. Dude, so close in both of those games. Talk me through the games thus far and how close they were. I mean, it was buzzer beater after buzzer beater.
Yeah, I mean, Sora just played a really good game. One thing I realized early on was Steph Curry was going to be a problem. So I went to actually play defense on him, user on user. So just making good reads on moves I think he would do. But KD really hit some shots when they really needed it. That step back by Steph in the third game was 10-10, goes up 13-10. That was a dagger.
Yeah, that was a pretty important shot. And at the start of the day, you said, hey, I've been working on my blocks. I got to get some blocks. You showed some pretty solid blocks in that final series. That was awesome.
Rudy Gobert in real life and in the NBA Infinite, DPOY. So shout out to Ru.
Yeah, and I also don't know if you knew this, but Sora is actually ranked as a top 10 player in 3v3. So the fact, like, it is impressive how well you played against him for him being top 10 in the world right now. You played some pretty great games there.
Appreciate it. I knew game one happened. I felt pretty confident. I knew it was going to be an adjustment game two. Game two came around. Just both of us weren't scoring. We both were playing really good defense, having trouble getting to the basket, scoring. And game three, I feel like had the fireworks that even all the fans were looking for. I think that's man, Steph Curry, man, step back. That was crazy. That's crazy.
It was wild. Talk me through that moment though in game two where Sora got the backcourt violation to give you an opportunity for the buzzer beater, because we were sitting there like, oh, Sora's got this one in the bag. We're running out of time, and then the backcourt violation happens, and you had a chance.
Yeah, I felt like I had a chance. I know it was like 2-point-something seconds left. I tried to hit the breakaway speed with De'Aaron Fox, and when they threw the ball to me, I started posting up. So then I tried to pass it. I passed it to me. Weirdly enough, I got a wide open, good look, perfect shot. Just didn't go in. It happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens indeed. But Karl, it has been a pleasure having you back with NBA Infinite. Do you have any final words for the fans watching at home in regards to the game?
The game is amazing. I had a ton of fun today playing it. I'm excited for the next time I could play competitively, but definitely I feel when we get off this stream, I'm definitely gonna go play a little more. Sora got me competitive right now.
We would love to have you back at any time.
I love it. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for doing this. And NBA Infinite, it's that game. It's that one.
Hey, it's that game indeed, my friend. Well, continue playing as yourself. I have loved your expressions every single time you slammed one down, especially 1v1 in the paint against Curry. But that was a blast, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us.
I appreciate you. And Curry got his revenge. Don't worry about it.
Fair enough. We'll see you in the next one, my friend. All right. Hey, full frontage, my friend. What an incredible day of competition. Like, we saw everything there is to see with NBA Infinite. We saw 3v3. We saw Dynasty mode. We saw Karl-Anthony Towns himself throwing it down as himself. I mean, a great day here in the office.
It does not get much better than that. In the pure excitement you saw on his face when that dunk went through, it was just, he was all smiles. He was all smiles.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. So I've got to remind everybody at home that you've got to get your hands on NBA right now. NBA Infinite right now. Download for free on the iOS or Android Google Play Store. Those links are down in the description. And follow NBA Infinite on all of their major socials. There's more events. There's more things coming. You've got to see more about this game. Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and even that official NBA Infinite Discord. Go check it out. And I've got to give a huge shout out to all of our courtside creators that participated today. But you can go create your own NBA legacy on and off the court by joining the NBA Infinite Courtside Creators. You can apply by scanning the QR code on the screen down below, or you can just head to the link in the description, which is amg.gg Courtside Creators. We want to thank everybody for being a part of the show, but full frontage, I want to thank you, my friend. Any final words for the broadcast?
Oh, Coach, it was a pleasure casting with you, and we saw some amazing games today. And again, congratulations to Sora. And man, Karl-Anthony Towns has quite the game. It's still impressing me of how good he is at this game. It's just unbelievable.
That it certainly is. Well, he's got some revenge to enact on Curry, and I think I'm going to go load it up as well. So until next time, my friends, thanks for watching. Thanks for participating in this amazing event, and we are looking forward to the next NBA Infinite event that we've got on the horizon. So stay tuned to everything on socials and in that Discord in particular. But until then, we'll see you in the next show.